Hello, my little fantasy nerds. Please join us for another episode of Dungeon Crawlers, where I once again tried to kill my entire party. So, where we
Yay.
left off...
Unsuccessfully.
I mean, I've done it at least once. Where we left off, the party members managed to persuade the Orc War Chief to fight for them instead of against them with several very good persuasion checks. You defeated the Orc Warlock, or so you thought. He came back to life, almost seeming more powerful, but figuring out quickly that he took extra damage from certain things. You guys were able to power him down basically before he was able to cast any spells or do any real damage. The human army managed to make their way into the city, attacking, looting, taking things as prisoners. Through some poor rolls, you were not able to disguise the head of the warlock to look like the Orc War Chief. So you didn't make any money, unfortunately. But in doing so, you did make a friend, or possibly an ally of some sort, as you let the Orc War Chief go with his wife and his child. Following the same route, you guys actually went out the front doors again to inspect the orcs' tent again, along with the portal. Not really finding anything of great worth. You guys did kind of stumble along, or you guys stumbled, I guess you could say fell, almost into something else, as one of you noticed with a really high perception roll, that there was three dark, heavily black cloaked figures that looked to be mages of the Empire. Upon closer inspection, Henri was able to ascertain that one of them had a medallion that hung just below the cloak, and had opened up just enough to catch a glimpse of it. It being some form of a hand, or something with a finger missing. You got a decent look, but not enough to make a full base decision. But it looked like a hand with a finger missing, or possibly a claw with something missing.
Enough to go by inference.
Correct. The three individuals suddenly took an interest in you, following you into the tent, asking questions, wanting certain things returned to them, not allowing you to leave per se, but when you guys did go to leave, they began to follow, and closely and quickly, sending you guys into almost a state of panic as you quickly made your way through a secret entrance on the back side of this castle. Out the back, you found your way along the ocean's edge. You made your way close to the Devil's Finger, and with a little luck, you were able to find a old dwarven / gnomish trail that runs along, literally directly along the side of the mountains. As dangerous as it was, you guys were able to make your way up, climb across without causing too much of a stir, except for halfway through, when you did notice something large and white pick something out of the ocean, swoop down, grab something large, drag it out of the ocean, and take off over the top of the Evercrest Mountains, kind of in a southeasternish type motion or direction, and disappeared out of view. You guys made your way to the other side of the Evercrest Mountains along the Devil's Finger, and above the Spears Coast. You made your way to the opposite side, where you guys did run into scouting parties from Jupiter, where you stated who you were. You were guided back to the city. It was pretty late at night at that point. where you guys had begun to... Good choice. You had begun to wind down, and over the craziness of the last week and a half, roughly, that you guys had been gone, 2 weeks, you guys had found yourself into the local bar, poured yourself some refreshments, and basically unwound from the evening, talking it over, you know, telling each other how good of a job it was. Some of you found peace and solitude in the fact that you were back into a community of sort again. Closed doors, walls, you feel that safeness. Others of you, realizing that you were now home, had your drinks and your fun with the party, but decided that time would be better spent at home with loved ones. Others realized that something was missing in their lives, and they needed to take a point of reflection as Ping had his conversation with the party, as he made his way up to his room, along with some shenanigans, as Andre is now a power lifter who can move very, very heavy objects.
Like I said, owlbear.
Yes!
So, God, man, this song is really good. I gotta turn it down though, just a tish. Just a tish. You all find your ways into your respective rooms. Some of you really, really shit-faced. As you bring yourself to close your eyes in the drunken stupors that you are in, Kaylin, you find yourself to your room after watching all of this go down.
Mm-hmm.
And you crawl into your room, you strip off your armor, you get down to your linens. You sit on the edge of your bed, you say your prayer, you get down on the floor and you say your prayer. You lay down and begin to close your eyes, and as you close your eyes, you feel yourself drift off into your normal rest that would be. And suddenly you smell wheat. You smell that of a field. And you're laying there in bed, and you don't feel like you've fully fallen asleep. You feel like your body is just like almost like catatonic, like you're just laying there. And in the right side of your ear, you just hear a whisper. I cannot meddle for long, but you must find that which... Oh, how do I want to word it? That which disables his power. He seeks goddom, and he cuts me off from the mortal realm. My power wanes, and soon I will be not as much help to you. A flash of light, and you feel your body drug. Like you can almost, it's almost like like you can see your body, your soul leaves your body, and you're staring at your body, and you feel yourself sucked up towards the ceiling, and you feel yourself go into the sky. And you look around and you can see from like thousands and thousands of miles up, you can see all of Rothos. And then you feel yourself drug into an opposite direction, and you see towns and you see cities, and then you are flung straight down. And it's dark and it's damp. And you see a table. Not a table, like a large table. Almost like 15 by 15 feet. Large circular table. And in the middle of it, a blue, almost like a blue ball, like a basketball. And it's just sitting there, and it's rotating slowly. And you see 5, maybe 6 dark cloaked figures standing around it. And all their heads are low, and you just hear that chanting. As the ball glows more and more and more, and it starts to spin, and it gets bright blue, And as you watch all of their hands go up, all of them missing that left finger, it gets really, really bright, and you hear this large, like, crack, almost like thunder. And as that blue ball comes down, it is now black, like obsidian black. But when you stare at it, the center of it almost looks like somebody put like mercury or something in it, and you can see like silver like swirling around on the inside. And you watch somebody walk towards it holding something, and he holds it up towards the item, and they both just disappear and are sucked and are just gone. And you feel your body thrust backwards, and you're shoved back into your body, and you can feel yourself breathing heavily in your bed, and you are covered in cold sweat.
Okay.
As the night takes you all, some of you better than others, you're rested. You feel rest. As the morning comes to you, the day is yours. What would you like to do?
Can I guess Ping, I'm assuming Ping is going to get up early and leave town.
Okay.
I want to try to catch him on his way out.
Okay, so you're going to try and wake up early to catch him?
Yeah.
Okay. How early are you waking up?
Well, I want to hang outside his door.
Okay, so you're just gonna sleep outside of his door for the night.
Yeah, if nobody bothers me, I'll just sleep in the hallway. Like if the owner doesn't tell me to leave.
Nope, I don't really care. So you just sleeping outside of his door. Okay, so I would say around 3:30ish, 4 a.m. you can hear rustling inside of the room. As a small light underneath the door, like a light kind of comes on, like almost like candlelight, and you can hear, the brushing of equipment, somebody putting clothes on, putting things into a bag.
Then I'll go wait just by the downstairs or by the front door, and I'll just wait for him to come down.
Okay. About 15 minutes later, Ping, not in his normal attire, like the Ping outfit, with the shirtless clothes and the monk garb. He is wearing darker leathers and clothing, and a dark cloak pulled up over his head. And he's freshly shaven. Head, face, beard and hair, all the way down to the baby face that is Ping. As he walks up to the bar tab, he drops a little bit of money. You see him drop some coins down, and he starts making his way towards the door with his head down.
I'll just stop him, and I'll give him a staff. So I want to give him a quarterstaff that I had before I had my magic staff, and I carved into the side of it in Draconic that says always a Lone Ranger, never alone. And I just tell him if he needs anything that he knows he can ask us.
He doesn't say anything, but he looks up, and when he has his head down, he looks up as you're handing him the staff. He looks up, and you can see not like visible like tears, but he just has like that watery eye. And he leans in and, thank you, Cass, and gives you, he kind of holds his arms out like hug.
Yeah, I'll give him a hug, and then I won't say anything else. I'll go back to my room and rest till a little later in the morning.
Okay. As he's walking out the door and you're kind of walking away, it's not forever. just for a little bit. I need time. I'll be back.
I know. Just be careful.
Oh, yeah. Hey, by the way, keep this safe. And he reaches into his pack, and he pulls out the brown, like, liquid, and he goes, maybe you can find some fun for this. And he hands you the, potion of endless shitting.
Oh. I forgot about that.
Oh, that's not in the right hands.
For a potion.
And then he stops for a second, and you see, like, he had, like, the hood is down just enough so you can only see, like, the bottom of his, like, of his mouth, and he grins and goes, by the way, I wouldn't go back to your room for, like, 10 or 15 minutes. I did some stuff. I'll talk to you later. And he leaves.
That's Bing.
So, you have a potion of endless shitting, which it is. Make sure I have a. I only have like those 3 things that I gave you guys in the very beginning, and I have them all written down. There we go. Uncontrollable shitting bomb. It's a Constitution saving throw DC of 14, and it is a 5x5 square.
Okay. Noted.
Okay. So as the morning begins to take you, and I'll say, since he gave you the heads up, you go back to your room to go in and lay down, and you find on the outside of your door, he is tarred. He has put tar, like tar and feather above your doorway, and then below it he put like olive oil or something so that you would slip and knock and like land on your ass and then get tarred and feathered. And you manage to like step over it and like walk into your room and close the door.
Yeah, I'm assuming he did this to everyone's door, but I'm not going to warn anyone.
Do you want to make a perception check to see if he did?
Yeah.
Okay, roll perception.
I guess so.
Of course you wouldn't do anything. Cats.
It's a low DC. You look down the hallway and like you kind of squint and look. Yeah, every door looks like they've been fucked with. In one way, in one form or another. Yeah.
I'll just kind of chuckle and go rest in my room.
Sounds good.
Ping the prankster.
The morning takes you guys, and the day is yours, as all of you guys are well rested, except for Morn. You wake up a little hungover, just a tish. Freya, you feeling pretty bad. Honor, so are you.
Yeah. But it's okay because I'm at home.
You're at home. The hubby is nursing you, and he's already. You wake up. You wake up to like full-blown like breakfast, like eggs, bacon,
oh my
oatmeal.
god.
He's got fresh. He went out and got fresh, like fresh fruit and everything for the morning. You smell coffee, like the whole 9 yards.
Oh, is this all for me?
Yes. Now sit down. It's been too long.
Yes.
And he kind of sits down and pokes the fire a little bit and leans back as he begins to read like a book, and he sips on his coffee.
A lot happened on the trip.
Just shh for right now. Let's enjoy breakfast.
Aye.
Yeah.
Right.
And he kind of gives you like a shit-eating grin. I mean, you guys did the dirty last night, so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he's got like this like shit-eating grin on his face as he digs into his breakfast as well with you. And not in an awkward silence, but more of a, it's just nice you're home.
Shared comfortable silence.
Correct. And the rest of you wake up in your rooms. They're nice rooms. You've been in these rooms before. They're not subpar in any way, shape, or form.
Yep. As soon as I get my rest, I'll probably wake up. I'll spend my time putting on my armor,
Okay.
And I'll open the door.
Okay. You take your step out then?
Now, I mean, I can't know what's on the end of it, so yeah, I open the door pretty gingerly.
Okay. Pretty gingerly, you walk through and immediately get hit in the face with a full, like a pie tin of flour. And then a second later, something gets kicked up into your face and it's water. And you are now floured and watered.
It's called antiquing. He's antiqued.
I'll probably spit some out of my face. And I'll just sigh and say, I know I worship a goddess of agriculture, but this is a bit much. I'm not this into flour.
Sounds good. Sounds good. As you
And,
guys all kind of hear out in the hallway, you hear this. And then you guys hear the little statement about a second later.
And I'll start cleaning myself up with a rag.
Okay. Easy enough to find. You have a couple rags in your room right next to your little wash bowl.
And as soon as I do that, I'll head down immediately and order breakfast.
Sounds good. You get downstairs, and breakfast is laid, like there's an entire table that's laid out with a full blow, like eggs, bacon, toast, fruits, veggies, anything and everything you could want. It's out there. And then on the middle of the table, it says reserved for the Lone Rangers. And then there's like a little little piece of paper, like a note, folded note, sitting in the center of the table. Oh, he paid for you guys' breakfast and said that when you guys came down to let you know this is for you.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate the notice.
No, not a problem. Let me know. He for whatever you guys want. He said he paid already in advance. You guys are good for whatever you guys want for a while. So.
Thank you very much. And I'll sit down. And I'll actually, since that happened, I'll wait until everyone else gets down to eat, but I will look at the note.
Okay. Do you want to know what what it says now, or do you want to wait till everybody gets down to for me to say?
Yeah, I'll read it out loud when the group gets there.
Okay. It's a very nice note. So, you guys all are waking up. Morn, Kaz, Andre is up. You're having your breakfast already. Kaz, you pretty much know what's on the other side of that door as you wake up and, prepare yourself for the day. Morn and Freya, you guys do make you guys start to wake up, that you got that dry, I drank too much alcohol the night before, that dry, nasty taste in your mouth, like booze and, probably stale food that you were eating to try and, curb your hunger from the night before.
I'll ask Selena how she's feeling.
I want to die. And she rolls over and she just looks pale. She just she obviously does not drink and hasn't obviously. She drank a little bit with you when you guys were in the village together.
A tad bit.
Exactly. It was just a little bit. And you got to figure where she's been for the last couple months. Probably no alcohol. So her tolerance is like nothing. Can we please get something to eat?
Yeah, let's go get some food.
Okay, and she stands up and begins to get herself ready, just put simple stuff on. She was already pretty much clothed, but she starts to make her way towards the door to open it.
Yeah, I'm gonna let her open it.
Of course you would. She opens the door and takes a giant step forward and immediately walks into something clear, biffs it onto her ass, and about a second later a giant pail of black substance lands on top of her, and then you watch from both sides of the door two pillows or something clap together as she is tarred and feathered.
Great.
What
Whoa, what happened?
the fuck? I'm gonna puke. And she starts dry heaving right next to the door.
I'm gonna run up to it and start looking, and it looks like someone just booby trapped it, right?
Yeah. So do you run up right next to her?
Yeah.
You immediately slip on something, and
Oh, I don't
going
even.
you
It's
start
clear,
going
isn't
face-
it?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
it's
clear, wasn't it? Yeah. It
Yep.
was.
And you start going like you manage to like karate chop whatever is in front of your face, and like immediately like across like you go across the hall and like face first into the doorway across the hallway.
Ow. Head. And then I'm gonna look around the hallway and see, is there anyone in the hallway?
You see Kaylin, or no, you don't see Kaylin because Kaylin's gone downstairs. You see Kaz like stepping over everything into the hallway and just like grinning at you and waving, and then like making his way towards the stairs.
By chance, was my door the door crashed into?
No,
Oh, bummer.
you're to the left of Morn.
Yeah, I'm gonna just start laughing and be like, "Goodbye, Ping," and then start looking for a water basin or something to wash this off.
In your room, you all have like a they, how to explain it? It's not like full blown plumbing, but they have like, it's disgusting to think about it this way, but they have like you know in men's bathrooms, like the really nasty one, like almost like the feeding troughs, but the pissing urinals.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
at
They have
baseball stadiums.
Yeah,
The trough. Yeah.
it's something like that. Like there's water running into it, but it's just like a constant trickle. And then
Yeah,
and then it hits like another. What's up?
It's used as a trough too, I bet.
Correct, kind of, but it's in your room. It's almost like a sink, but it's just constantly running.
Okay.
And then like it like runs out and kind of like fills up a little bit and then drains into another hole, like an inch or two off to the right, so people can like wash their face and like do whatever. It's a very it's a medium to high end tavern.
Okay, I'll attempt to get myself out of the oil or whatever. Help Selena over to the sink as well, and
Yeah,
Watch out,
she
like-
is like covered like tar and fat. Like you're having to like scrape and like take your fingers and like, oh god, yep, okay, yep, and now there's like puke mixed in with the tar and feather like around her chin, like her chest, and she's just like no, like trying to get it all off.
With the commotion outside, I would imagine I would come out of the room.
Okay.
Because I'm sure I would hear like the crashing of it hitting the floor and then him hitting the wall against the other side. So I'm gonna walk through the door.
Okay, so you walk through the door. You walk through the door. Nothing happens and you walk through and you're like looking to the hallway and you see the like a disaster that's down the way, and then you look up and a bucket tips over and you are hit with hot cheese. It's melted cheese all the way down you, and you look across the hallway, and on the wall directly across from you says, "I am the cheese master."
Oh my god. Cheese Master strikes again.
I'm just gonna like let
And
out
you
a
can
big
feel
sigh.
like it's like seeping into like your like clothes and like everything that you have on right now.
I'm gonna let out like a big sigh, and I'm gonna turn and look at Morn and Selena and just stare at them.
All
Like
you
a blank
see
look on my
is
face.
like Morn's ass end out of his doorway, and you just hear like crying, like sobbing, and you hear like this, "Oh no, okay, I got no, hold on, oh," and you hear like he like sticks his hand out the door and like flicks it, and you see like this like globs of like black and feather and like little puke chunks, and just like flicking them off, and he's like, "Oh no, okay, yeah." And then like down the hall to your left a little bit more, you see like an entire, almost like an area of like flour. Like you just see this like white like circular bomb area, and then like there's 2 footprints, and you see like these 2 flower footprints like down the stairs and continue on.
Yeah, I'll look when I go out of the hallway. I'll look over at Freya, who's covered in cheese. And just
Oh,
kind of
she is like, it's not even like a light layer. It is like full blown melted cheese. Like all you see is like eyes and a mouth.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be staring back at you.
Cheese monster.
I'm just gonna let out like a little chuckle and be like, I'm gonna miss him.
I'm gonna walk over to where Morn and Selena are, and I'm gonna cast
Immediately, like, your hands that are covered in, like, tar, like, up to your, like, almost your elbows, like, just, like, all the crap all over you just, like, disappears. And you and Selena are just, like, clean, completely cleaned. Dried, cleaned off, smell fresh. Very nice.
I should have known. I feel like an idiot who's walking through my door and not anticipating something to happen. But I guess that means he's gone.
Looks like he's the cheese master.
I'll get that title back though.
Well, I'm gonna look at my arms and be like, oh, thanks for cleaning us off. Should we go get some food?
Yeah,
I'll turn towards Slane. Like, that wasn't quite the morning I was expecting.
Bree, let's
kinda,
get some
nods
fucking
to you.
French toast.
I'm gonna like whisper toward Fred. Do you have a spell that could, make her feel better? Use well, you know how she feels.
Unfortunately, I'm not a magician. I'm limited by my tricks, really. I don't have anything that could do that. But I'm sure downstairs has some remedies.
Some food will help. Let's go get some good food.
Food and water, maybe some kind of concoction that the bartender can. The song.
Now that I'm set on going to get food, I'm gonna kind of almost like push Freya off to the side and just charge down the stairs toward the food.
Okay. So
I'm
you
gonna
guys
get
watch
shot
as
down the
Morn just like he barrels into the hallway and just like takes off as Selena is just like standing next to you and smiles. Well, let's get something
Run
to
up
eat.
and trip him then. If I'm gonna get shoved out of the way.
You're gonna do what?
Fucking trip him. If I'm gonna get shoved out of the way.
Okay. Make a.
Oh no, I have advantage on this. Make a dex.
Charge past
No,
me.
I don't know. Well, it's a straight roll because this hallway is full of shit all over the floor right now. So it's a straight roll. So
I don't get danger sense.
you do,
Okay.
but you're at disadvantage because of the hallway right now.
Okay.
There's flour to your left, oil or something to your right, and then Kaz never set off any of the stuff in front of his doorway.
16.
Roll.
14. Oh no, it would be a straight roll, so 16.
Yeah.
Yes.
Roll.
So roll a.
Dex.
I would say
Dex?
roll just a straight dex. Or no, roll.
Roll Dex, I don't care.
Could be just a straight D20. It's not
I
really.
would say roll. Yeah, I would say roll a just a straight d20 and add your dex. Like add your dex modifier.
So I can't roll Dex then.
What?
Yeah, it's roll deck.
It's rolling Dex.
Pretty
Yeah.
much.
I just rolled a 14. In D&D Beyond. Fuck, I don't like the.
That's fine.
So I got 16.
You have a 16 as well.
Screenshot it.
Okay. So I believe you. You don't have to. So what happens is Morn, you kind of give her like a playful shove, but for a playful shove for you it's a pretty good shove. So you give her like this, like ha ha ha, I'm getting food, and she like does it, and she kind of like off of
Last
the
one
wall a
down,
little bit,
rotten egg type shit.
and like Freya, it went from like playful to like, all right, listen here, motherfucker, I'm hungry too, and he goes by you, and you don't just like stick your leg out, you like full blown like Muay Thai,
Hip
like
check.
kick the fucking like his ankle, and you're a big man, but your ankle's still a weak point, and you're like you're like not running, but you're like a fast walk, and she catches that foot, and you're just like ha, and you start like biffing it, and you go to like catch yourself, and you hit the flower in front of Kaylin's room, and like arms out, catch yourself on the walls, and like take a step or two forward, and like you're doing that like that where you're stumble falling and you just keep walking, but you're like catching yourself but not catching yourself, and you step in front of Kaz's room, and that left foot catches whatever's in front of his doors and splits, full-blown splits, and you go to catch yourself and you go down onto all splits, and you grab the door handles to catch yourself. The hallway isn't wide enough. It's wide, but for you, I mean, you could basically touch both sides, both ends or both sides of the walls at the same time if you wanted to. So you're full blown. You guys watch it, or Freya, you watch him as he does splits in the middle of the hallways, hands out and grabs the walls, and then accidentally pulls something in front of Kaz's door. As you watch as something swings down and hits him in the side of the face. And as he turns around, his entire left side of his face is covered in this black ink. And it runs down and it comes back across the other side. You go to catch it, and as you catch it, it hits and then splatters you in the face. So in essence,
I'm gonna raise my eyebrow and smirk at him.
in essence, you are basically blackface right now.
Okay, so how much black ink is there?
A lot.
Perfect.
It's like a ball of it right now, and your face is like black.
You know, I'm gonna open up my arms and be like, I really miss Ping, and I'm gonna go up and just hug Freya and attempt to smear all of the black ink just all over her.
Okay, so as he does this, he starts standing up from the splits, and he's like, I really miss Ping, and turns around and he gives you like this. Walking towards you. What do? You have a second to react.
Wait, time out. What is he doing?
He stood up from the splits, turned around and said, I really miss Ping. And like puts his arms up like he's gonna hug you and starts walking towards you. He's about like 25 feet away. So for him, that's basically one gallop.
Hell no, I'm gonna say, and then turn and dart to run away.
Okay, so in the sanctity of time and of the essence, I want both of you guys to make a dex roll. Okay. As Freya turns to like run, you're nimble for an elf, for a half elf, half elf, and you turn and you like off the balls of your feet, you like spring towards the opposite end of the hallway, and to you you're like, I'm gone, he ain't getting me, no way, and all of a sudden, boom, big hand like right on your shoulder, and you just feel like he's not even like the whole hand hasn't even got you, it's just the tips of his fingers, but you ain't going nowhere, and he grabs and like rotates you around smiling and goes, come here, and just hug.
And then I'm gonna attempt to roll her through the flour.
Okay. Both of you make straight
Yep,
strength.
exactly.
Make straight strength checks. Just straight strength.
At 20.
Oh shit.
Yes.
Okay. So you give her a hug and you rub this ink on her. A lot of it rubs off, but as you're noticing, Freya, it kind of like is sinking in, and his face it's not coming off. It's almost like somebody took black marker to his face.
No.
And he grabs you, and you see this look go from like playful, frantic
Like the fell asleep at a party face.
Yeah, but he goes from like all of a sudden to this like mischievous, like, oh, it's time, and you know it's coming, and you're like, You take your feet, grab the hand, kick off of his chest, and he just like that split second where he's not paying attention, you just manage to like break it by a second, and you take off in the opposite direction.
I got blackface now too.
Partial.
Fine, I'll let out a chuckle and be like, fine, let's go get some food, and I'll chase after.
Okay. So you guys start to make your way down the hallway, or down the stairs, as you walk down and you notice Kaylin and Kaz sitting at the table right now. And I would assume, Andre, you're making your way there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once I've finished up breakfast, I'd making my way over to the tavern to collect the folks.
Okay. So you get ready to leave. The husband stands up and tells you to have a nice day. Do not leave town without telling him first, and gives you a kiss on the cheek and slaps your ass on the way out the door.
Oh, I good game him in kind.
I assume. He just giggles, walks back inside, and you can hear some like whatever he's doing, cleaning up breakfast. About the same time that Henri is walking through the door, you guys are coming down the stairs and noticing Kaylin and Kaz having breakfast at this table that's just intricate, like fruit sliced up and put in these little like orders, and you see like large plates of eggs and bacon and vegetables and like omelets, and you see like the stack of like pancakes and French toast, just like anything and everything you wish for, it's on this table. As like Kalyana, what's her name again? Do I keep pronouncing it wrong? Selena, right?
Selena. Yep.
Selena. Like
That's a pretty big mispronunciation.
Yeah, I know. Selena, all of a sudden, more big guy, you just feel this tiny presence like elbow you right in the side and like dart past you like a dead sprint down the stairs, and is like next to Kaz, like dishing up plates, and just starts like woofing food down.
I'll pop a squat and grab a big plate full of food.
As soon as they start sitting down, I'll be like, "Hello there. Seems that our fellow ranger left us with one last parting gift."
What did you leave?
Well, for one, this is all being paid for by him, I assume. And he also left this note. And I'll start to read it out loud.
As soon as he starts to read, I'm gonna like start just obnoxiously grabbing food, pretty loudly too.
Okay. Kaylin begins to read. And it goes, "Friends. Family. I will miss you all. But this is something that has been coming for a while. I felt disconnected for the last month or so, as I felt like the search for my brother wasn't getting to where I needed it to be. Upon dying and seeing him, this pushed me more in that direction. It's nothing against any of you. I just feel like this is something I need to do for myself. I'm not telling you where I'm going, as I don't want you to find me. I'll find you when the time is right. But I need to do this for myself. I hope that you understand. You have all been the closest thing I've had to family for a long time. I will miss you, and I will see you soon. Ping. AKA, I am the Cheese Master."
I'm just gonna scoff. Master. Definitely, I'm the cheese master.
I would have to say that I agree.
You may have cheesed me last, but I'm still the cheese master.
He who never mind.
I was like, please, let's hear
Who
this.
cheeses last?
He who cheeses last is the cheesiest.
And then I'm gonna have to go to seriousness and be like, well, I hope that he finds what he's looking for. and he makes his way back soon.
Indeed.
I understand what it's like to need alone time every now and then. Can't imagine what he's been through. Dying and coming back to life, apparently. Definitely would put a lot of things in perspective, I should think.
So, where are those dice? I guess. Did he take them with him?
No, they're in
They're in the bag of holding.
bag of holding.
Okay.
In the tin box or whatever. Quick tin.
Lead.
Yeah, the sealed lead container.
Basically,
yeah.
a small squared lead. It's just a small square, like fused lead square. You guys fused the actual line of where the boxes met to make it like an actual solid lead case.
It's just like a block
Yes.
with the dice in it.
That thing must be heavy as shit.
It's heavy.
Small, it's only like
But
holding.
yeah, it's not like a solid lead box. It's hollowed out.
True.
Huge.
Yeah, so it's heavy, but it's not like, holy fuck, you know.
Yeah.
4 pounds, maybe.
I'd probably say around like 8 to 10.
Couple pounds, maybe.
Yeah. But you do have that. This music fits it way too well.
Henri, are we are we due somewhere today? Do we have to report in?
I certainly do, and I think that Beowulf would appreciate a visit from you as well.
You would know before you left. You were told when this was done, all of you were to
Okay,
report
then
back.
yes.
Yeah. Because you were charged in watching them, but they
Right.
were charged in gathering whatever information and bringing it back to him as a form of trust.
Mm-hmm. We're due for an audience. But in the
Well-
meantime, I'm sure you're all very, very hungry. So eat your fill.
I'm gonna stop eating for a moment and look at Henri. Since we're gonna go meet with His Majesty, is there anything on my face?
Is there anything on her face?
The whole left side is black.
I'm gonna chuckle a little bit and kind of attempt to cover it up, but not really.
Cover up the side of my face or cover up that you're chuckling?
Then I'm chuckling.
There's definitely something there. Do I see similar patterns on other people?
I mean, Morn's entire face slash paw, like pretty much like a ring around his hair, is black.
What the heck? What
Kaylin is
happened?
partially covered in flour. And yeah, that'd be about it. Oh, it's no, because she got cleaned off.
Oh shit.
Clean too until somebody wiped their black face off on me.
Nah, I think Ping left more than a letter. I'll miss him.
So it
Get
would
this
seem,
cleaned up. And then I'm gonna point at more and be like, if there's something on my face, it's definitely that one's fault.
I noticed a similarity. Yeah, you may want to get that taken care of before you walk up into his throne room.
Can you do that thing you did earlier?
Good question. Out of character Prestidigitation, can I cast it again?
It's a cantrip. You can cast it as many times as you want.
Yeah. Well, when he says that, I'm just gonna cast it again. And clean up the black.
So it cleans off, for the most part. It's base. Think about it this way: if you let it sit on there for long enough, it's basically like black marker. So you clean it off, but they still both have like a tint of like light gray to them. Like where like one side of her face is like black, not like full blown black, but it's got like a tint.
Inked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Morn's brown hair is like blackish brown, like a ring around his head and the sides of his face and beard, and then like his whole face.
Did I get it?
That's better. I think he probably won't notice.
Is it still pretty noticeable?
I mean, it's not horrible. It's a little bit. It's a little bit.
I'm just gonna put my head down a little bit and go back to eat, assuming that I cleaned it up pretty well.
Okay. As you guys enjoy your breakfast, thinking of a friend not gone, but more on a break. The memories fill your heads. Some of you don't get choked up, but a little sad. Some of you laugh and giggle thinking about some of the things that you did. About 20 minutes pass when an armed guard walks through the front doors. He looks around for a second or two and walks up to the table. Good morning, Henri.
Good morning. Do I know this guard's name?
You don't know his name, you know of him.
Okay.
Per his
I just
lordship, Beowulf, is requesting your audience in 30 minutes. For a stand-in debriefing / war council.
Right. Thank you. Well, we'll be sure to make our way over there post haste.
Thank you.
Are you to be accompanying us, or are you just the messenger?
I'm just the messenger.
Understood. Well, thank you.
And he bows and takes a step back out the front doors and leaves.
Oh, we probably
You heard the
finished
man. 30 minutes.
I'm ready when you guys are.
it. I'm ready.
Mm-hmm.
I'll meet you guys up there.
Oh shit.
You mean, oh shit.
Do you know where it is?
No, I'm just saying I'll meet you guys up there.
Wait. Do you even remember how to get there?
I'll find it.
Pulling no shit.
Is there something else you need to do before we go?
I'm gonna kind of like nod my head toward Selena. Very slowly.
She kind of...
Uh-huh. Okay.
I'll meet you up
Let
there.
me-
I'm sure she can come with us, Morn.
Right then. Well, those of you that are ready to go, shall we?
Let's go.
Alright.
You guys begin to gather your things. Some of you grabbing a couple pieces of bacon and other pieces of food and shoving them into your pockets quickly, kind of snacks along the way. You make your way towards the front door and out into the about 9:30 in the morning-ish. Bustling day. The sun is out. There's snow on the mountaintops. It's probably, I would say it's probably like February-ish, end of February, beginning of March. So it's not quite the start of spring, but it's getting there. It's got a bite of cold, but it's not horrible. You guys begin to make your way towards the main palace. And towards the front doors you are greeted. Almost like they're ready for you and they're anticipating your arrival. As the door begins to open, you see the guards on both sides of the door step aside, lower their heads as they usher you through the doors and into the main chamber. Those of you that are there, I'm assuming it's probably like Henri, Freya, and Kaylin. I think, Kaz, you said you were doing something, and Morn, you were doing something, right?
No, I was going. I was just
Okay.
quoting.
No,
Morn.
I'm just sitting at the table.
Okay. So, while that is all happening, Morn.
I'll turn towards Lane and just be like, "Hey, you know, on the day you were taken, I thought I was gonna, you know, chase after you a little bit, bring you home, and keep on with our lives, you know. But it's been weeks. I met.
Months.
It's been months. I met Freya. I met Kaz and Kaylin. More recently, I met Henri as well, and they've spent months helping me look for you, putting their lives aside to help me. And I owe them as well. You'll always be my sister, but they've become family that I never thought I would have. What I'm trying to say is I'm not going back.
She smiles for a second, playfully, as she, like, continues to, like you've seen her eat before, but this is, like, on another level. She's, like whole French toasts into the mouth. And she's, like, smiling. She goofs it down, wipes both corners. I know. I know you don't want to hear this, but there's not much left of the village to return to. They used our people first for the experiments and the sacrifices because he said something about it's strong in our blood. And we come from a line of strong-willed people that provide a good medium for the portal. I don't know what he was doing with it. I was kept separate from them. I don't know if I necessarily want to go home either, as it's not really home for me.
I always
Happy.
Go ahead. I always promised I would someday help you learn where you come from. And well, to be honest, I never actually even knew where to start looking. It was kind of something I always said to comfort you. But I might know now. I think Jupiter might be a safe place for you. And people here will have answers. You can ask. You can ask questions here. People here have information, and you're free to be who you are. I wish I could give you something better, but no, this isn't where I'm supposed to be. I learned some stuff along the way, that some things we still have to take care of.
But maybe this is where we're supposed to be. Maybe this is where we were supposed to be all along. I've learned and seen things that I never want to see or do again. As she like holds up her hands and you watch as she like moves 3 fingers and like a little fireball forms in the center of her hand. And she looks at you and she goes, I don't know why I can do this, but I can. and she like folds her hand in and it disappears.
I'm just gonna smile at it.
We'll talk later. Go be with your friends. I'll be fine here. And you see like out of the corner of her eye, she like looks at the table of food. I think I'll be here for a little bit.
I'll turn around and start making my way up.
Later, bro. And then you just see her like pull like 5 or 6 French toast onto her plate again, and she's like slathering them in like maple syrup. Takes you like 5 minutes to make your way towards the front of the cathedral as well, or not a cathedral, but the main building. The guards immediately notice you, open doors to let you in. You're ushered into a front foyer. I would say probably 20 minutes prior to that, the rest of you before morn are led into a separate room and kind of told to stand up against the wall as you hear Beowulf arguing with 3 figures as they're staring at a table. It looks like a topography, that same table that you guys had kind of seen before. Oh no, you guys had actually never seen this one. It's a layout of Rothos as well, kind of like the general had one. He has one as well, and you can see them arguing and pointing at certain things on the table. This goes on for about 20 minutes or so until the doors behind you guys are opened, and Morn kind of walks in, almost confused, like he doesn't really know what to do with himself in a situation like this, but he's kind of let in, and all of a sudden he sees you guys, and kind of lets out like a smirk or a grin, and he starts walking towards you.
Oh, good. Was worried you were gonna take off.
No? Okay.
Wait.
What?
I must have missed something. Who just entered the room?
Morn.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I left for a quick sec. Did I miss anything? That was.
That would be. No.
Yes, you
I was
did.
like,
'Cause
well, okay, he's
I was pointing
silent.
directly at you. You were led into the main cathedral. You were kind of confused at first until they led you into another chamber where you noticed your friends up against the wall as Beowulf and 3 figures are kind of arguing over a map. You turn, and you're not really comfortable in situations like this, so you looked confused when you came in. But the moment you saw your friends, you kind of let out like a grin and a smile and started walking towards them. And Freya had said,
Oh, good. You didn't take off. And that's where you came in.
I think you did.
I'm here.
Okay,
I'm here.
never mind.
It's not something he had to answer to. I just wasn't sure.
About 5 minutes later, you watch him just like, just go, just go, we'll talk about this later. And he like sits down in his throne chair, and you just see him like sit back, and he's just this like, rubbing his eyes and his forehead and his sinuses, and he just is like, he looks frustrated, like overly frustrated. Andre.
Yes, my liege.
What do you have to report? Please give me some good news, as this has not been a good morning.
Alright, well, I have good news and bad news. Good news first. We found traces of the scouting parties. Bad news is, the first party, we only found their campsite and no traces of any remains or otherwise. And the second group, we found
Hold on, there were 4 people in the second group, or was
There
it
was
just
4
3?
people in the second group.
4 people.
Yep,
Did we
there
find
was-
all 4, or did we only find the 3?
You only found 2. One.
No, there
Yeah,
were
you
2
only-
dead bodies, and then the statue of one of them.
That was the original. That was the scouting party.
Oh,
that was the scouting. No. Yes, that
'Cause
was
there
the
were 2
scouting party. That one had 3 members, and then
Right.
the actual like party, like the exploring party was 4 members.
Okay, and we never found the exploring party.
You found 2 of them.
Okay.
Remember that was that tiny little encampment?
Yeah.
Yep.
I couldn't remember if there were any bodies we found or not at that place.
You saw you didn't investigate, but you saw the feet of one poking out of a tent, and then you noticed the skeleton of another one.
Right.
That's all you guys saw.
Okay, yeah, so, the exploration expedition, there were 2 that we found remains of. 2 unaccounted for. Couldn't, find hide nor hair of them. And of the scouting party that went to look for them, we found all 3, but 2 were dead and 1 turned to stone.
So in essence, I've lost one of my scouting parties and one of my exploration parties.
It seems to be that way. Aye.
Great. And the good news? Or was that the good news?
Well, there is other good news. We sort of quelled some conflict in the area, although not entirely on our own, involving orcs and some military force from the Empire.
You see him kind of like sit forward and lean in and put his hand on his chin. Do tell.
There were a lot of captured prisoners, humans mostly, that were being held by the orcs. Though apparently half of them, the female half, were not supposed to be kept in such conditions. Yet the this warlock, I guess, not really sure, he was definitely a powerful magic user, went against his war chief's orders and was using the women for experiments or something else and other vile things.
See his eyes kind of squint up a little bit. I had heard news that females were disappearing, but I wasn't sure for why.
From here?
From all over. I have my ears. I have people, little birds that tell me things. So that definitely solves that problem. Or explains that problem. Is that all?
The war chief himself was actually quite an honourable fellow. We managed to convince him that his high mage or whatever he was lying to him, and he took our side in the fight. And after ceased hostilities with us and made his escape.
Interesting.
He
I have
may
known the orcs to be an honorable race when they want to be.
certainly what his trying to remember his name. Shit. Should have this in my notes.
The captain was Orgrim.
Orgrim, yes. This
Yes.
Orgrim was certainly the most honourable orc I've ever run into.
Duly
and-
noted.
He may... I did not disclose the location of Jupiter to him, but I told him that he may find help in the mountains if we should wish to reach out to him. But I left that up to your decision, my liege.
I will let the guards and the scouts know. Any identifiable features that we should look out for, or just an orc?
He's rather large, scars on his face. There were multiple, right?
Multiple scars? Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yep,
one
he had
across.
he had like 3 that ran across almost the entire face, and then one that ran down kind of like down the face / neck.
3 scars across the face, and one down along his face and across his neck as well. He's large, most likely traveling with his mate and their child.
It's very good information. That's much easier to look out for.
I don't know if any others will be with him. He was alone when he left.
Okay. Anything else?
My lord, if I may.
Speak.
Although we did, with help from the human army, effectively wipe out Mugthal as a base of operations, this warlock, I believe to be the head of quite an infamous cult. I believe my leading theory currently is that it was the same cult that was snuffed out by the Six years ago and banished north of the mountains. We encountered 3 of their operatives looking around his base of operations shortly after the war had ended.
And you see him kind of smile and smirk. Did you now?
Yes.
How did you ascertain who they were?
Well, the one I believe to be the headman had a tattoo on his neck of a left finger, or a left hand, with the ring finger cut to a stump.
Not a tattoo, just a medallion, like a necklace.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep. And did it look like this? And he like reaches behind his throne room, his throne, and like pulls out a necklace, almost like a medallion of some sort. And at the bottom of it, you see almost that same kind of like figurine, almost like a claw. It looks like a claw, like it's definitely, it looks like this, but the ends come to like elongated, almost fingernails. And you see it pointing. It kind of like points out, and he just like holds it up.
Very similar, my lord.
Well, I'll let you finish before I start my spiel. Is there anything else that you would like to...
Well, this warlock, I believe, was trying to ascertain immortality, godhood perhaps, through some means. When we thought to have vanquished him, he appeared to have been possessed by a vestige of sorts, of some otherworldly being. And to my knowledge, this cult is still very much at the large.
He leans over to his right, and it's like somebody like comes behind the chair, and you can see him like whisper a couple of things, and then waves his hand, like shoos the person off, and continues listening to you. Interesting. I have heard accounts of something of this nature. I didn't have any solid evidence to go off of other than this medallion that we managed to procure. You say those 3 individuals followed you to what point?
Throughout most of the town. They took a stop to rifle through the warlock's belongings, but afterwards they continued to try and pursue us as we made our way back to this city.
They were unable to pursue us into the mountains, though.
Yes.
The route we took was a bit risky, admittedly, but we made sure that there was no way that they would be able to follow us.
Well, with great difficulty.
Would have taken a lot.
They did follow you, but we managed to cut them off a little bit sooner than later. We had scouts in the area tracking and just keeping an eye on things. And about 2 seconds after he says that, you see these guards drag in one of the cloaked, like, black figures and just, like, chuck him on the ground. And it's just blood and guts and, like, the other 2 seem to get away. They left their friend, and he was picked off quite quickly, where we brought him back here to interrogate a little bit. He didn't make it very far before he did something, and his chest exploded. Quite an interesting way to go out, if you ask me. But,
Well, even the dead can tell tales.
yes, they can, and we have tried. He has not given us much. But if you want to take a stab at it, you may. And then the second after that, Elena comes out. Stands kind of like off to the right of him.
I'm gonna take like a deep breath at this point, and after I do that, and kind of close my eyes, and after I do that, I'm gonna say, and I suppose I have one more thing. Now that this warlock is dead, I have another theory as to who might be the next person trying to attain this godhood. And I have reason to believe so.
He kind of like sits forward and puts his hands into a clasp in front of you. Do tell. All information is good information, and trust is formed that way.
Yeah, and I'm gonna blink. I'm gonna blink like twice, and I'm gonna kind of like look around the room, look back at everyone else, and then I'm gonna look him straight in the eyes, and I'm gonna say, I believe one of the next candidates could be my former master.
Interesting. What brings you to such conclusions?
Well, I am a man of the faith. I've been receiving divine guidance from my lady for quite some time now, and she has led me along this road, this route of thinking, with visions, dreams, what have you.
Interesting. And she has shown you your master doing such deeds?
A person I can only assume is my master, although I won't know unless I actually see him in person.
Do you know where he is?
No, that's why I'm here.
Well, that adds more things to the plate than I cared to have on it. Please, step forward. As he stands up, and the full height of this man is staggering as he takes his steps down, and the table that was there before is brought up in front of you guys, and it's the map of Rothos. Elena, standing next to him, just takes a step forward, and Beowulf takes kind of a, like, not like a step back, but he kind of takes like a stance behind her. Elena will explain what is going on, as we have now formed a bit of trust between us. You have done us a great favor, so we'll extend some faith to you with some information. We've heard word. Excuse me. Elena, please explain. My liege. We have heard word that the army that was stationed at Fort Thromgard has now taken up positions all over Rothos. The army known as the Raxus is the Six's and the Empire's personal, specially trained army. Think of them out of DM. Think of them almost like Spartans, like very well trained. They make a life out of the military, unlike the Watchers, who are more of like town's guard, kind of like policemen of sorts. The Raxus are basically the guys that you saw outside of Mugthal. The ones that were pushing, like the actual military, is called the Raxus. R-A-X-I-S. They don a black armor with 3 scratches, or 3 scars of sorts, over an eye on the center of the chest. Black armor with gold trim. We've seen word that the majority of Fort Thromgard has actually been emptied out. Not completely, but the army has been spread between all of Rothos, between all the towns and Skarnsvold, and around the Tower of Six, and especially around the major cities of Tophet, Steinthorn, and Skeld. McKill, sorry. They seem to be taking up almost defensive positions of some sort. We are unsure why. We've also heard word of this so-called cult moving and taking things in the night, unable to ascertain what they're after or what they're doing. This group is mysterious, as we're unable to pinpoint or follow them too far, and when they are caught, they commit ritualistic suicide almost immediately. And getting information from them has not been easy. It seems like once they lose the finger on the left hand, it's almost a sign of penitence or obedience, and they would rather die than give information. At this point, I would ask all of you where you stand on the views of Jupiter and the Empire. What goals do you align yourself with before I give you more information? And she kind of starts to look at the group. Not so much Henri specifically, because she already knows where you stand, but more of, yeah. She just kind of looks at the group as a whole, kind of waiting for some kind of definitive answer from you to see kind of where you sit.
Seems like there's a lot of politics involved.
There's always politics involved.
And it's hard to understand who's on what side and what side's good and what side's bad when you really don't know what's running behind those groups. So you're behind the Jupiter group, which is basically trying to fight against individuals who would try to abolish magic.
Abolish magic, end slavery, end the ill treatment of those of other races.
And the
Freedom.
Empire would be...
Not so much the Empire, more the Six and the Barons. The Six has been a group that leads through dictatorship and rules that only benefit themselves and no one else. Magic is abolished and outlawed because they are afraid and scared of it.
So you all are against the Barons.
Yes.
I'm gonna extend my hand out to her to shake it.
She kind of like looks at you weirdly. Does that mean you stand with us?
I can't speak for everybody, but anybody that stands against the Barons has me as an ally.
I see. And she like reaches out her hand and shakes yours as well. It's a firm grip.
I'll squeeze tightly and shake.
And she looks at Kaylin.
Ever since I set out, I've been looking for, as you know, and now that I see he's gone down a dark road, I feel it is my duty as Shantae's champion to correct him and to snuff out this cult for good.
Understandable. A cause that is beautiful and bound. Do you feel like you can make that happen?
With the people around me? Yeah.
I see. She looks at Morn.
Spent my whole life kind of living away from all this. Didn't really interact with anyone outside of my tribe. Certainly don't enjoy being in cities at all, but I'll say that Jupiter is one of the first places I've been where I've felt safer. Comfort that I don't get really anywhere else. Feel here. That being said, this politics thing is way above my head. But I trust my friends. They're good people, and wherever they go, I'm going to go and help them.
She looks at Kaz.
I've never known the Six to be anything but a pain in my ass. So I grew up alone. I don't have any family. I'm sure that they're the reason why. I've been on the run my whole life. It would be great to not have to do that.
I see. Well, I'm not going to say welcome to the Justice's boon, as you are not fully accepted, but I will say you are friends of the Justice's boon. And with that, the information that comes with it. So, first things first, because of your actions and your deeds towards the Justice's boon and the city of Jupiter, we have made discussions, and the Arlish here has accommodated for it, but we would like to give you a house, a place of refuge that you may store and rest yourselves when weary. So once we are done here, I will lead you to that house that you may make your own. If you will but just sign this paper. and she slides forward like almost like a deed, like a contract, like a mortgage, but you're not paying for anything. They're just your name's on it, so you own the house. And she like slides a like an ink basin with a pen next to it. The house is yours if you want it.
Yeah, I'll gladly sign it.
Okay.
Same.
Caitlin steps forth, signs. Kaz steps forth, signs.
I'm gonna look at it all confused. You mean a house that belongs to us?
It is yours. It will
Like
be
a-
yours.
Like a home?
A home, if that's what you would wish to call it.
I've never had a home before.
Then you will soon.
I'll sign the paper.
Freya signs. Kaz, I think you were the last one.
No, I was the second one to go.
Oh, were you? Okay.
I guess, Morn?
I'm gonna look at it totally confused and attempt to just be like, thank you, and not sign it.
Okay. Is that everyone then?
I think our big friend here is a little bit not of the paperwork type, if you will. He's a loss.
If you wish, you can sign for him. As long as you give his mark and his permission. It works all the same.
Morn, would you like to have the house too?
I would, thanks.
Okay. Frey, you step up. Do like a little penmanship Morn. And right below it, quickly without her noticing, you sign Ping's name as well. And she takes the scroll. You see her wave a hand. The scroll rolls up and disappears. Well, soon you will be homeowners, but let's discuss business, unfortunately. So, we have learned many things over the course of the last 2 weeks that you have been gone. One, small incursions have come from south of the Evercrest Mountains, and I'm unsure if they followed you or have been following us. As she pulls a individual into the room and slams them into the ground. And Thane is the one that does it. Thane brings this individual in with this, with the female. I can't remember what her name was. With her female right next to her. No, I didn't write it down yet. It's in my book. Nissa, the bodyguard for Elena, standing next to Thane, both walk this individual in and slam him to his knees. He is heavily chained. Manacle around his neck, his arms are behind his back, his feet are chained together, which interlock to another set that locks the hands. They grab his hair and very forcefully face his face up to meet you, and you all notice as they do it up, he has a mark along the left side of his neck. That is the, you would all recognize as the mark of the obsidian eye. And he
I'm gonna
smiles.
scowl at him.
Do we
Yes.
recognize this specific person?
No. No. Just the tattoo. We caught him roaming close to your lands, Henri. He was caught by one of your kind, somebody that you would know, and she kind of as she says that, like the hairs on the back of your neck stand up, and you kind of get that fuck moment, and
Yeah.
like 2 seconds after that, you hear like a well, look what the cat dragged in, and you turn around and you all notice walking in a similar a similar looking elf, almost the same as Henri. Kind of the tattoos that come under the eyes to the points, the very pointed ears with the different colored skin. A little bit taller though, and leaner muscular wise. She has gray hair, but almost like flecks, like streaks of black mixed in. And you would know her. It is Issa, your childhood friend whom you hate so much because both of you fought for the love of your husband, whom she dated at one time, and you stole away, and then she stole him back, and then you guys stopped becoming friends. Call it childhood rivalry. You look skinny, Henri. You should have something to eat. It would look better on you.
I did.
Oh.
And Lachlan made it for me.
Oh, did he? That's so nice of him.
That he did. He's
I
wonderful,
could understand.
isn't he?
Yes, he is. It's so nice of him to keep somebody so plump, you know. And she smiles and just kind of walks by you.
I'll just mutter under my breath. Bitch.
We caught.
I'm gonna raise an eyebrow at Henri.
Yeah, just like it's just like a little like banter back and forth. We caught him just north of the village, crawling through the Evercrest Mountains. I wasn't sure if he was lost or if he made his way there on purpose. But by the time I found him, he seemed to be doing some kind of scouting and writing notes in a notebook as he turned his way to make his way back across the mountains. So I knocked his ass out and brought him here.
I'm gonna whisper toward Freya and be like, should we show him the trackers?
I forgot about those. It wouldn't be a bad idea. Maybe somebody can tell us.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my tracker out of my pack and be like, Sidian's eye has been after us for a while, and I'll show him. I have two of them. I think.
Yep. Yeah, I think so. I think Kaz had one, Freya, and then you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just had one, but it tracked multiple people. That's what it was.
Yes. Yes.
I think mine was mine though. I don't remember which color mine was.
Yours was to you. Kaz was to. I don't remember. I'd have to look again. Either way, you pull out your one and you show him, and you see the obsidian eye guy kind of scowl and spit on the ground, and Beowulf laughs and goes, "Ah, yours is lit up. We have one too, but we can't figure out how to make it work. Do you have any idea how it works?"
I think you need the blood of the person you're tracking.
Interesting. Is this true, scum? Like I tell you. He gets up and like slaps him, and you would think like a slap, you know, like you slap somebody, you just kind of like, you know, like a quick little reaction. He almost like hits the floor and comes back, like with the amount of force that Beowulf slaps him with.
Big man slap hard.
Yeah. Don't open your mouth to me again. Only speak when spoken to.
I'm sure we could get him to give us information. I'm curious how these trackers work.
Oh, don't you worry. He's going with Elena after this, and he's going to get some special treatment.
Be nice if we get these disabled.
I will work on that as well. Either way, Elena, continue. So that's one piece of the problem. We're unsure if the slavers have found us this far north and have discovered what we really are. That we're not just some small little fishing village. that we are actually something to be reckoned with. 2, about 5 days ago, a dragon was spotted in the northern region of the Evercrest Mountains. It attacked one of our scouts, scouting parties. They managed to make it freely, and they swore they saw a dragon, but I do believe it is something of myth, and we don't have any solid proof yet.
Was it a black dragon?
She kind of looks confused. No, I do believe they said white.
Oh,
But I'm curious now, and we will have to have a discussion later.
I'm gonna look at Kaz.
I'm also gonna look at Kaz.
Like, do you
I'll
think
also
that's our
look at
friend? We're all gonna look at Kaz.
I'm just counting the tiles on the ceiling.
You guys all look at Kaz, and as you guys all look at Kaz, all you see is...
I have no idea that they're looking at me.
Well, that one is like 8. No, that... And he's like not even paying attention to you, just like full on staring at the ceiling, and he looks like he's counting.
Might have been our friend.
Either way, we do have missions of sorts for you that you could do if you want to help our cause. The cause of the Justice's Boon is to overthrow the Six and de-abolish the Barons and put different people in rule. People more for the people. Especially the Six. We're looking to do more of a democracy. Something that is ruled more by the people than by 6 individuals. We've heard
Anything on the-
word... Oop, go ahead.
I'd say anything that we can do to end everything that is happening right now with whatever that warlock was doing, the portal, the undying one.
This is where Issa comes into play. As she has been in the Empire for a while, along with many others of her group. They are very accomplished spies and warriors. Issa, if you could please tell them what you've been up to for the last several months. Of course. So, what I have found has been this cult. They seem to be gathering items and gathering in certain places. Namely, the Barons. I've seen them going in and out of their estates late at night. I was able to scout around Steinthorn, around Lucian's estate, and I did see several of the members going in and out, and nothing else was seen of them after that. Along with McKill, and I have not made my way to Tophet yet, but I have heard words of their gatherings there as well. Also, the temple in Thinsveld was raided, and an item collected and moved. I do believe, Kaelin, that is where you are from?
Yes.
You pray to the goddess Shantae, I believe.
Hmm.
Something within your temple was taken. Do you know anything there that holds great power?
Every temple has a reliquary of some sort.
But something so powerful that they risk raiding and looting the temple to find.
Would I know of anything of that sort?
You wouldn't.
Nothing worth such a large-scale assault, no.
Interesting. there's also word that the Six has not been, they've not been seen in about 2 months or so. Word has it that they're bickering with each other and causing some kind of interturmoil. Thus, the Raxus have been dispatched. I've heard and seen people of certain races and affluation to magic are being gathered, hunted, and slavery is basically rampant right now as they are being gathered up and basically walked towards the capital of Skarsvald. But nobody knows what's happening. Nobody's questioning. So what we ask of you is to pick an estate and scout and find out what you can find. Gather any information that you can, whether it be a baron or the Six if you wish to go down that road. I would highly disregard against that. That is a heavily guarded tower and area. Not that the barons will be any easier, but we wish to dethrone them. And depending on where you go, we can give you contacts to get in contact with. It will not be easy, and you will be seen as enemies of the Empire once this begins, as we aim to either dethrone or assassinate in the extremes of this.
I'm all for going after the barons. Do you have a recommendation for where we should start, or do you think it doesn't matter?
I'm unsure at this point. There's something heinous going on in all of the larger cities. Steinthorn, Tophet, McKill, Skarsvald, Thinsveld, as small as the town is. Something is happening, and I'm unsure what.
Suppose it's up to our discretion then which one we choose.
If you choose, yes.
Not
Imagine
going
we
to get
can
the
take
better
some
of
time.
it this time.
Imagine we can take some time to talk it over.
Yes. It's just, if you do decide to leave, please do let us know so that you can keep in contact with us. For the time being, either myself or Nissa here, or Issa, can be your contact for sending messages and or secret information too, as we relay information. Yes, I would like to be made aware which barons you're going after, as I can provide you with little or some information as to how to enter and look around.
Once we decide, we'll be sure to go to you.
I appreciate it. And she kind of like stands up, bows, and leaves the room.
Is Thane still in the room?
Yeah, Thane's standing right next to the individual. Anything else?
Oh, I don't think so. Is that meeting adjourned?
Why?
As Beowulf kind of sits back in his chair, thinks the decision's over, scratches his chin a little bit. You can be excused for the time being. Do let us know if you decide to leave. Mostly just on the grounds of providing information if that's the route that you go.
Very well.
Thank you very much.
welcome. And he kind of like nods his head and like waves a finger off.
Yep. I'll bow and I'll start to walk out.
I'm gonna quickly walk up to Thane.
Okay.
And hey, so I might have stolen some stuff on the way out. I'd like to say sorry, but where did you get the scorpion tail?
You see him smirk a little bit. Is that the problem? I probably deserved it. The tail is found in Dollar. It is an extract of the sea. It's quite a trip, is it not?
And a fucking half. Sorry. I don't know what the fuck.
Wild.
It'll fuck up the best of you. That's for sure. In the meantime, I've made my peace here, and I'll be going back with Elena, as we are betrothed.
Oh.
She has a way with words, if you know what I mean.
Oh, don't I know it.
But I do love her, so...
Well, good for you.
Congratulations.
I'll turn around and just be like, congrats, kind of walk away.
Thank you. Morn,
Yeah.
I still have a bigger dick. And he smiles and like grabs the gentleman and starts dragging him along the floor towards Elena.
I'm gonna walk up to the obsidian eye guy.
He's being like drugged, like face first in the ground right now by Thane and Nissa.
I'm gonna get really close to him and whisper.
Okay.
I hope you feel every ounce of what they're about to do to you, and you deserve all of it.
Okay. Nissa leans in close to you. Oh, don't you worry. And she like reaches back and grabs his ass. I'm gonna have fun with his back end. And like starts dragging him along the floor some more.
And I'll take my leave.
Okay. You guys are led towards the front of the main gate and led outside. The day is yours.
Can we check out the house?
Yeah. Oh yeah. So actually, Elena would walk out with you. I forgot about that. And she begins to lead you towards your house.
I'll turn toward Freya and be like, never thought I'd own a house in a city.
I never thought I'd have a house ever.
You and me both.
You're officially a city slicker, Warren.
Yeah. No,
Not
I'm
a
not.
country boy anymore.
Yep.
Weird, isn't it?
You gotta start wearing a tie to work. Gotta walk all proper and eat with utensils.
You're kidding, right?
Yes and no.
Elena like turns over his shoulder. Well, yes, you're part of society, obviously. I'll send your suit and tie over. And she like smirks and like looks back towards the front.
I'll grin at more. Don't worry, this society can use a little ruggedness. You do you.
Oh, you know it.
She leads you through the streets for about
That did good.
5 or 6 minutes, and leads you to a very beautiful house, right there. Like a mortar brick looking house, almost like marble-ish looking in color, like silver with gold trim that runs the entire roof. Big house, 2-story looking, and she brings you into the inner side of the house, and as you walk in, the house is blank with nothing in it, and she begins to show you around. So, this house it's a magically deemed house, meaning I can change certain aspects of, or you can change certain aspects of the house only once. It is a 3-story home. You have your main floor here with the kitchen, the dining room, and the library amongst the bathroom. You have a second floor for the rooms and the whatever else you would deem up there. The basement below has a makeshift prison as of right now, and some sort of alchemy / laboratory, along with another separate room down there. There is 7 rooms in total in the house, and that is not including the main study areas, kitchen, foyer, library, and whatnot. But like I said, you can make changes to the house once, and then you can do whatever you like after that. I welcome you home. And
Thank
she kinda
you.
grins, turns around, and walks out. And before you is a gorgeous home. You walk directly into the house, and immediately in front of you is wide stairs. Even for you, Morn, they're wide enough that you can walk comfortably up them. And it leads to a second floor, and there's a room almost immediately to your left as you walk in, and then it kind of goes down the hallway a little bit, and then to the right, and then there's 2 rooms right across the hall from each other, and it goes down further that leads to a like a doorway at the very end of the hall. You walk down, and in the middle, when you guys first walk in to your left, is a large like library type room, and there's books that line all of the walls right now. There's a little study table with a cabinet and some other things. If you walk to your right, you walk in, and there's a kitchen table type setup with chairs and tables and whatnot, and then directly opposite of that and back a little ways is a fully functioning kitchen. And then behind that is kind of like a little like a cold storage, like a pantry of some sort. Underneath the stairs, if you go down into the basement, it is a large basement. It's you go down and it actually opens up, and it seems to be wider and bigger than the actual house, and it goes down almost like 2 tiers. It seems like it's built into the mountain, so it goes down, and the first tier is kind of like so it's actually almost like a 4-tier house. The first tiered floor is the like laboratory / like experimentation room, and then there's like another bedroom there, and then below that is the almost like a makeshift prison. There's two little like prison barred areas down there.
Looks like we have some decorating to do.
Mm-hmm.
Do the
freedom
rooms
of
have
choice.
like beds and stuff in it
No,
already? No, it's completely empty.
the house is completely empty.
And-
Minus the library and the kitchen.
So
Or the dining area, I should say.
magical meaning we need to do something to furnish this place?
Nope. So you can make changes. So like if you want the layout to be different, or if you want the room to be a little larger or smaller, or like say for instance like Kaz takes over like the library and wants the layout to be a little bit different, you can change the layout once. And then to furnish it, you pretty much can just go into town and buy whatever you would like to furnish the house.
We have to buy furniture.
I'm gonna walk into the kitchen and put the remaining stuff that I have out on the counter.
Just start like dumping it on the counter. Okay.
Yeah.
You just watch Morn like start to take stuff out of his bag, all the empty bottles of wine and beer, and like some like food he's been kind of hiding in there, and he just starts stacking it on the counters.
And then I'll go into one of the rooms and set up my tent.
Okay, which room do you take? Or which rooms do you take, I should say? You have the 1, 2, 3, you have the 4 bedrooms up, and then you have one on the main floor, and then you have one in the basement.
I'll take one on the second floor.
Like up on the top one?
On the second floor where all
Yeah, yeah. I want one with a bunch of windows.
Okay, so that would be the one if you went in all the way down to the L and then went to the very end of the hall, the last door at the end of the hallway. It's got like a balcony with like a bunch of windows along the whole side of the wall that basically overlooks the entire city.
Yeah, I'll put down my bedroll, set up my tent, and I'm gonna open all the windows.
Okay. It's a large room. It's very, very gorgeous, very big.
I suppose I'll go commandeer a room as well.
Okay. Which room are you taking?
Hell if I know.
Look in them. They're all different.
Yeah, I'll start looking in the rooms then. I'll walk up the stairs and look in the first one.
The first one to your left is a very nice room. It has a large closet. It also has one window to the left that overlooks the actual mountain range, and like overlooks like, you know, over the city and like over the wall and kind of out into the mountain range. The room it's larger, but it's just set up like basically like a giant square, is really all it is.
Okay.
If you go down the hallway and take a right, there's the two rooms that are almost right across the room from each other. They're almost exactly identical, except for the one that's across the hallway, like to your right when you take the right around the L. It actually has a connecting room to it. So you walk in, there's one room there that's kind of almost set up like dorm room style, like almost like a straight line. Everything kind of goes back in long ways, and then like in the middle of it, almost like a T, there's another door that opens up into another room.
Okay.
And then across the hall from that, you open it up, and this one is more of a like a circular room.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. My Discord like freaked out for a second. I didn't know if I could still be heard.
Yep.
We kicked you from the campaign. Sorry.
Ah shit. Okay. Bye guys.
Bye.
Bye.
It's a circular type room. This one has a connecting bathroom to it, whereas the other ones do not.
Sold.
This one you walk in, it's a circular type room that on the back side of it has almost a smaller balcony as well that looks over, and it actually looks down into the kind of like into the village or into the town, almost like down into the market. This one has like stained glass windows, and to your right next to the balcony is a connected bathroom that it has like those what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you shower and it's like the fog mirrors.
Oh yeah, like the frosted glass.
Yeah, there you go. It's frosted glass, except for the frosted glass is like the wall. So you're basically showering and you can see the entire mountain.
Yes! Yeah, I'm definitely like dropping my bag in this room. I don't need to look at the rest.
Sounds good. Freya has claimed her room.
I want to scope out the one in the basement.
Okay. So you go down into the room, and this one actually connects to the like experimentation, almost wizarding alchemical room, which you can change. But this one is a almost like a rectangle type room. Against the far wall, you see like parts of the wall have been carved out for like, you know, putting like figurines in it, or like almost like cupboards. The entire wall is lined with cupboards. This is it doesn't feel like it was built to be like above where it was like built to be really nice and really pretty. This was built for like functionality. And this one actually has like a small little fireplace carved out in the rock.
Okay. I am not going to put my stuff down. I'm just going to make a note. I'll see what everyone else does, and if nobody seems to like that room, I'm going to go take it.
Okay. Anybody else? Are you looking at the next room upstairs, Kaz?
No. I'm just going to go back to the main floor with the others.
Okay. There's still the room on the main floor.
Why not? I'll go look at it.
Okay. This one. You walk in, and at first, it's not a room. You walk in, and it actually has a flowing garden, and almost like a little bridge that you walk over that has a stream that flows through it. And you look directly up, and it's the entire ceiling is one big skylight that lets the sun down into it. You go on the far side of this room, and against the far side is almost like grass, or like something on the far side that just is soft, and it feels like earth, but it's not earth. It's very roomy. This one's like a large dome almost as well.
Yeah, I'm definitely taking this one.
Okay.
Got a moat and a fucking skylight. Hell yeah.
Sounds good. And this one is right across the hall from the library. Or that library-ish type room.
So I'm assuming Andre already has a home, so she's gonna.
Oh,
She
yeah.
would stay at her home. Then I'll go put my things in the basement room.
Hey, don't worry about me. I've already got a place to live. This is for you guys.
I'm gonna jut my head outside the door and shout down the hall. Morn!
Hey,
My bathroom shower's wall is a window.
I'm gonna run over to it.
Okay.
What's
you
a
walk-
shower?
You walk into her room.
I don't know.
And it's very, very nice. Her shower, like you walk in to like look at it, and even for you, this is a big shower, and it could cover like you could actually take a bath / shower in this with no issue at all. And you look out to your left through this frosted glass, and it is the entire the Evercrest Mountains in the distance, and it's just huge and spans the entire distance of your
It's a good view.
This is badass. Do you have anything like this in your room?
Like this kind of view?
No, like the glass thing.
Oh, like a shower?
The
What
walls of
would
glass.
what would I do with that?
I don't really even know what to do with it.
I like the view though. Feel less confined, you know. This isn't exactly my thing.
We're just gonna at some point have to go get furniture. We're all gonna be sleeping on the floor.
Kaz, you put your stuff in your room?
Yeah.
There's a doorway across the hall from you.
Okay, I'll go poke my head in.
It is a giant tub / sauna room.
Oh, like a steam room.
Yeah. And
Like a bathhouse room with a
you
sauna.
walk in, and
Yeah.
there's 4 gargoyle heads on each side that line the way down, and they're spitting hot water down into this bathroom.
Cool.
I'm gonna. Oh, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, and then when you shut the door, it seals, and you would never know the sauna was on this side. When you open it up, it's like you're blasted with heat, and when you shut it again, you don't feel anything. It's like cold, like you're underground
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Kind of cave temperature.
Yep. Like you'd never guess on the other side is basically a bathroom.
I like that. When I'm done looking at it, I'll go back up to the main level and just wait for the rest to join me, I guess.
I'm gonna be like, hey Frey, I want to talk to you. I talked to my sister and I told her that, you know, I'm not going back. I'm not going back to our village, and I think she's okay with it. Jupiter's a better place for her than my village ever was. Certainly safer than the Empire as well, and I hope there's answers for her here.
As you say that, down the hallway, you hear your sister screaming.
What
I'm gonna yeah, I'll break that conversation and run outside.
Not outside, just across the hallway.
Or yeah, across the hallway.
And she turned around, she's like, "This is my room." And she's like, "This is mine, Morn, not yours." And she shuts the door in your face. You can hear her in there like giggling and like, "Oh my god, oh my, yeah, oh yeah, and this is, yeah, right here, oh yeah."
I was just about to go find her. Guess she likes it.
I'm glad to hear that. Being that
I'm
there's
too.
so much going on, might not have, you know, who's to say that this wouldn't have all happened again and she wouldn't have been safe again. I'm also really relieved because I was afraid you were going to leave.
You guys are my family now.
I'm happy you're staying. And I agree that I think she'll be really safe here. And I think she'll really like it because there's a lot of people like us here.
I was worried she wasn't gonna be herself. She's herself.
Yeah.
She's quite happy. That makes me happy.
Learn more about what it's like to be an elf and where we came from, and
yeah, I always promised her that I would help her figure it out. To be honest, I had no idea. So I'm glad that it's gonna work itself out.
I think you made the best decision that you could, and I'm very happy that you're both staying. But we have a lot of work to do to make the world safer for everybody else too.
Exactly. I'll head down to the main room too, with Kaz.
Yep, I'll head back down.
Room too.
So is it empty? Like there's no place to sit or anything like that?
No. Yeah, here's my song. There's nothing in this house. It is a blank slate for you guys to do with whatever you want. And about 30 seconds after you say that, through the door walks a elderly elf individual with his hands behind his back, very, very dressed up with like a little bow tie. Hello, I am Wilsworth. I've been instructed to come here and look after your humble abode at the request of Elena, if you will have me.
What exactly does that mean?
It means that for a small price, I will overlook your house, keep it clean, cook you food, and do your shopping for you.
I'm gonna turn and look at everybody else.
I mean, we're gonna need someone to watch the place if we're all leaving on a mission, right?
True.
Might be nice to have somebody to watch over everything and make food and keep things clean and go shopping. That's not like a slave though, is it? You're not a slave, right?
By God, no. I just chose to keep people's houses clean. It's still a business. You still pay me. If I was a slave, you would not pay me.
That's true. In any case, I mean, I'm not opposed if everybody else thinks it's a good idea.
You enjoy cleaning?
Of course I do. A clean house is a happy house.
Weird.
Not much frame of reference, so I can't blame him.
Yeah.
Okay then. I guess so. That's what you like.
Shall we agree upon my price per month?
What's your normal fee?
My normal fee is about 2 to 3 gold a month.
2 to 3 gold a month, that's it?
2 to 3 gold is a lot of money.
Is it?
Yes.
You forget how much gold is worth in D&D.
Yeah, I was gonna say. That's
When
a
you're
lot.
not an adventurer, 2 to 3 gold is a lot.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of
I
stuff
mean,
usually
That's
only
like
costs.
that's like a modest living.
Yeah, 2 to 3 gold is like that'd be like your 40k a year type shit.
Yeah, no, but to expand on that, I was gonna say, but you're like gonna be here taking care of all of our stuff.
Yes, you are correct. I will be
So that
cooking your
doesn't
meals.
seem like very much.
Yes, but I live in the house.
I
So
think we need to
I
pay
will-
you more than that.
Whatever you deem is acceptable, I will take.
Kalen, doesn't he need to get like 100 gold a month?
Let's not get too carried away.
Let's
If his fee is 3 gold,
You see his eyes go. 100 gold a month.
we
Yes.
we don't want to throw off the entire balance of the market economy of this city.
Yes. Of
What,
course,
what,
of course.
what would a very well paid housekeeper make? 4, 5 gold a month? Would that be?
Say
would that
the
be-
upper tiers would be about 5 to 10 gold a month. Yes, would be more than enough. 2 to 3 gold is a modest and usually my going rate. Anything lower than that, I don't accept.
I don't understand how you accept less than 100 gold a month.
I don't know how you get that much.
I'm confused. I'll let you guys decide.
I'll look at Kaz and I'll say, I think 5 to 10 is acceptable.
So let's call it 7.
He reaches out and hands you his hand.
Willsworth, would 7 gold a month be life changing for you?
Yes, that's a very.
Would
very
it be?
good-
Would it just be pretty good, or would that be that would put you in the next bracket of income for you and your family?
I do not understand this
Ha-
bracket.
How significant of a lifestyle increase would it be
Would
if we
your
paid you
tax-
7 gold a month?
Would your tax percentage jump to the next bracket? Can you claim more than just yourself?
Yes, I have a wife and 2 children. But 7 gold a month is considerable living. I do believe that I would live quite well. People who live on 7 gold a month is a lot of money.
Let's do 7 if everyone's comfortable with that, and we'll just know that you'll do a real kick-ass job.
Of course I will.
See, there
And
you go.
he looks around and goes, do you have furniture you wish for me to clean?
We will. We just haven't gotten that far yet.
If you want, I can fully furnish your house for me if you give me the appropriate funds.
Yes.
Then it will be. If you can give me 100 gold, I will fully furnish the house, put food in the house, and get the appropriate cooking utensils, along with beds and furniture and linen.
I'm gonna look at Kaylin and Kaz again because I'm still unsure if that's a good price.
Yeah, I
100
think
gold,
so.
So 100 gold would be to fully furnish a house would be your medium to low end. So if you want to go higher than that, give them like 200 gold or so, and he'll get nicer stuff. Well, you know, so instead of like motel like linen, he'll get you like, you know, like the 8 like, you know, like thread count fucking cotton.
Good shit, not
Nice,
just mediocre
nice.
shit.
Exactly.
It'd be like the
It'd be like sleeping in like a Super 8 versus like the fucking Hilton in probably Las Vegas or the
Yeah.
Caesar. Yeah. Basically, like the price, however much you give him is what he's gonna spend to get you nicer shit. Medium to low end is gonna be around 100 gold. Your nicer shit is gonna be probably like 200 and more.
just depends on how ritzy you want it.
And just so you know, you can start low and go high later on. Or if you want to say fuck it and be a dick to the party or whatever you want to do, you can do the 100 gold, furnish the house, and then go buy your own shit for your own rooms. It's up to you.
Maybe we should collectively get nice stuff. I mean, it can come out of the party gold, and we can all just have nice stuff.
Yeah, I'd say give them 250. Have them do the whole house, everyone's rooms.
I'm in favor of that.
We already have bedrolls.
Warren's like, why do you need anything more than a bedroll?
That is technically true.
You go into Morn's room, he's like smeared mud all over the walls. He's got like tree branches and shit shoved into the fucking plaster, and he's got a tent in the middle of the room with a fire.
You know it.
How much would it cost to furnish the whole house minus Warren's room? No, I'm just kidding.
It depends, I guess, but yes, whatever you would like.
Okay, so we're giving him 200 or 250?
Which is bigger?
The party golds,
According
there's
to
a lot in
Thane,
there, right?
It's him.
The
Wishes.
I said according to Thane. He said which is bigger, and I said according to Thane.
Ooh.
In his dream.
Ooh, the stab.
That wasn't a stab. I'm saying
That
according to
was a
Thane.
stab. That
That's
was a
according
stab.
to Thane.
That was
In-
a stab.
In his dreams.
Yeah.
So are we giving him 200 or 250? I'm going to add it to the tally here.
The bigger
Well,
one.
200
Do
and 250 isn't gonna make a
do
whole
250.
lot of yeah.
Just two. You said it's not going to make a big difference?
Not whole, like it'd be like a tish nicer. Mostly it'd probably be getting like better food. Would be that 250. It'd probably be getting
Booze.
and booze and yeah.
Better booze. Okay, 250.
Better bird? Yeah, 250.
And you guys can specify because I mean he's basically your like not yeah it's like your little butler.
He's your-
So you
yeah,
can
he's
you
the
can
butler.
you can ask for things and he can have it shipped or gotten for you. So like tail, if you wanted that.
Oh yeah.
you
So
can
there
have-
is some.
you can have- yeah.
There is something I want you to. There is something I want you to get me.
Of course. What would you like?
Well, I noticed the kitchen wasn't very well stocked with drinks.
It's not stocked at all.
Yeah, that's a problem. So, if you could, pick up some stuff, maybe something that you like, a recommendation, some whiskey that Jupiter's known for, and then also a special request. If you see any scorpion tail, that would be fantastic.
You see his face just kind of go.
Oh, it's a bunch of druggies. No.
Yes, I can get you tail. It might take a little bit to procure, as it's not a fully legal drink. Not to mention it is something that is procured from the Empire, but it can be done.
Well, thank you. I don't know how to get it, so
Of course. I don't know why you're asking for it, but I will make it done. If you would leave the appropriate funds here, I will begin shopping right away.
I'm going to drop 250 into his hand.
His eyes go wide.
No, I'm going to go 250 and an additional 7 gold for his starting.
Thank you very much. I will begin finishing right away and hiring the appropriate staff for the cooking and maid services. And he bows slightly and walks off out of the house.
Well, that was easy. We didn't even have to go shopping.
I think I'm going to follow him somewhat. I have some things that I need to pick up. I have a big project that I'm drafting at the moment.
Okay. You like watch him walk out into the crowd, and you just kind of slowly follow behind him. Anybody
Have
else?
fun.
How close are we to the water?
What water? You have 2 sources in your house.
No, I mean like the ocean.
Oh, to the ocean? Far. Well, not horribly
This
far
isn't
off.
this isn't a port town. This isn't a port city.
No.
Okay.
It's like up in the mountain.
Okay.
It's like, It's
Okay.
like built on. You'd have to leave the city, and then like make your way down the cliff sides to the ocean. It's doable. They do it. It can be done. It'll take you probably like. I gotta look at the map now. It would probably take you closer to probably like an hour and a half.
To get to the water.
Yeah, because there are fishermen that go down there and bring fish up. So
Yeah.
you can follow them and make your way down there as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna get out of the city for a bit.
Be safe. There's still those creepy dudes out and about.
You look out the front door, and Selena is talking to Wilsworth, and you can see her like pointing at things and like describing things, and you kind of like listen in a little bit. Okay, so my curtains purple with golden trim and like teal. I want teal and I want them to shimmer. Okay, shimmer. And my bed's gotta be really soft. I like feather pillows, like big fluffy ones. Oh yes, of course. Oh cool. Oh, and he's like writing things down like, seriously, and she's just like explaining like a ton of different things.
That's adorable.
Anybody else? No?
I think I'm gonna go to my balcony and just sit and look out
It is
at
a
the mountains.
gorgeous view. You look out and it's just mountains the whole way, and they're all snow capped the entire way. You sit and you watch. 20 minutes goes by and you see like a bird, something in the distance fly off. Something larger in the distance fly. It kind of sinks down below the crest of the mountain tips and comes back up. It's a gorgeous view. Gorgeous view.
I'm gonna smile a little bit and just keep staring out at the view. Just sit there and relax.
Okay.
I would be heading towards the general store, so whenever I reach there.
Yep. Anybody else?
I want to go to the library, see if I can find any books on changelings.
In your house?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you would find in the house would be 2 books on changelings. One, it's almost like a comic book of changelings. It's like cartoon stretches of like changelings changing into different weird shit, and it's almost like myth and like weirdness. You're like reading through it and you're just like, the fuck is this? And you're almost disgusted when you read it. You do find another one, and this one is more of like a myths, legends type, like heroes, like changeling heroes, like like Greek and like Greek mythology type stuff, except for it's heroes that were changelings, and it talks of great changelings that were spies and did good for the world, and then there's like some in there that are evil and what they did against the world, how they used their ability to change and take shapes and cause chaos. There's one that talks, or there's a portion of it that talks of, you know, some of the myths behind how changelings got the ability to change. It talks of the basically how when they were created by the gods, they were given this gift to morph. There's also a portion that talks about how they were given the gifts by dragons. They were normal humans who managed to find their ways into the mountains and stumbled upon the... Which ones are the... correct me if I'm wrong. Chromatic dragons. Is that the bad or the good ones again?
Chromatic would be
Those are
the
bad ones.
evil ones. The metallic would be the good ones. Yeah.
Thank you. It talks of the metallic dragons and how they bestowed these gifts upon the changelings and gave them the ability to morph and change their bodies. It talks of how the chromatic dragons were actually the ones that gave the changelings this power as a curse, meaning for it to basically make them greedy, to do their biddings, to harm humankind. It also talks about how changelings were maybe from the Feywild, that's where they got the ability, that they were once elves that delved too far into the Fey magic, causing their bodies to basically mutate. So it's a lot of myth and lore behind. Oh, hello.
Yep.
It's about oh, no problem. Sorry, man. It's a lot of myth and lore, and some of it kind of makes sense, and then you read like a sentence or two later, and it just like kind of turns you off to what it was just saying like 2 sentences before that, because it's just so far fetched.
Yeah.
And you're not really sure what makes sense and what doesn't make sense.
Okay.
But it's a good read.
I'll hang on to it, and I'll probably take it into my room and in my bags to look at later.
Sounds good. Kaylin, you would find the general store by now, and the streets are incredibly busy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the general store was Maud. Yes. The small female gnome.
Mm-hmm. Hope so.
Huh?
Yes. You're a mod, correct?
I'm the only female gnome in here.
Yes, of course.
Ah, of course. Can I help you?
I'm looking for a few sets of tools. I have a big project coming up that I'm working on.
Yes, yes. What are you looking for?
Cobbler's tools, jeweler's tools, and smith's tools.
Well, I could probably help you with the cobbler's tools. How much do they cost? I don't know how much they cost. Come on. There we go.
5 gold normally.
Yeah, there you go. I see it at the top of the page now. Okay, so she shifts through the back room for about 20 minutes, and you hear like a crash and a bang, and god damn it, fuck. Yep, okay, yep, nope. And she comes out and she's holding the small like little leather pouch, and she sets it on the table. There we go. I think it's my last one.
I'll take it then. How much?
7 gold.
Very well. And I'll put 7 gold on the table.
Thank you very much. Anything else I can help you with?
Do you think the smith himself would have tools available for sale?
I would say he might So you said you're looking for a jeweler's kit, a smithing kit,
And the cobblers.
okay, well, a cobbler. I would say he would probably have the smithing kit. I don't know where you're gonna find a jeweler's kit here in town, though. That might be a difficult one. But I would say he's got it.
All right, thank you. I'll stop by there then.
Sounds good. Thank you. Come again.
Yes, I sure will. And I'll leave and I'll start heading towards the smithery.
Okay. Takes you about 5 or 10 minutes between the crowd and just kind of the hustle and bustle of the day. And you find Brahm, the blacksmith, the human man, just hammering away within his forge.
I'll approach him and then I'll kind of like raise my voice over so he can hear me over the hammering. And I'll say out, "Hello there."
Can I help you?
Yes, I'm looking for a few things. I was hoping that you might have a spare set of tools for sale.
What exactly are you looking for?
Something in the realms of sword crafting and whatnot, metalworking.
I see. Okay. He kind of like starts like going through some of his stuff, and you see him like, yeah, sets it on the table next to you and like walks in the back and grabs like a couple more things. You can see he's like grabbing like spare tools. It's not like a legit kit, but he's like grabbing like the spare things of it and just kind of like setting them on the table. Okay, so I would say for the lot, 8 gold for all the tools.
8 gold is perfectly fine.
All right. Well, anything else I can help you with?
Yes. I'm pretty sure you would have some raw samples available that I can get to working with immediately.
Yeah, I got some raw ore in the back. Do you want it in bar form or you want it in just ore?
Well, it depends. I'm looking for metal that is highly receptive to magic. That can take magic very well.
So you're gonna want probably Giant's Flex. It's kind of a mixture in between iron and mithril. I believe I have 1 bar left. That'll run you probably 6 gold for the bar. 6-7 gold.
Yes, I'll take it.
Okay. He comes back out and it's a bar. It's about yay big, like as big as the hand roughly. And he kind of sets it down in front of you, and it's my last bar. It's good stuff. It's very very receptive to magic. It almost takes it like a sponge. Good stuff. Not quite as strong as mithril. It's a little bit of a step down, but it's pretty close.
I believe that'll work wonderfully. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. It's a pain in the ass to work with.
I'll give it my all.
Have a good one. He turns back around and cling, cling, rolls like whatever and just keeps hammering away.
And then I suppose the last place I'll stop is the jewelry store.
Okay. I don't think... Okay, yes, there is a jewelry store in town. Okay. Takes you a little while to find this one. It's kind of hidden, but it's in the main street, and it's actually not even a store. It's more of a kind of like a wagon.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know Skyrim, the very first town you go into, and you kind of go into that little circle square, and all those little carts are in a circle around each other.
Yeah.
It's basically that. It's like a cart with like a little like glass like case over the top of it, and she has or he has a bunch of like jewelry like laid out all over the side of it, and then a couple like opals and like garnets and stuff like that, just like laying in within the actual like glass dome.
Mm-hmm. Hello there. I heard that you were the local jeweler.
Yes, I am.
Yes. I'm not sure if you would have an extra set of jeweler's tools for sale.
I just have mine.
That's
I
quite
have
alright.
jewels for sale, if you would like the jewels.
Oh yeah, that'll work just fine. I was just asking for a spare, but I'm looking for a type of gem that's quite receptive to magic, that can take enchantments very well. I'm not looking for a big one, probably about the size of like a coin.
Ah, yes. I have a couple rubies here and 2 or 3 garnets. They all work wonderful at bestowing magic. You can, any of them will work for magic. It's not an issue at all.
Okay. I suppose I'll take one of the rubies.
Okay. So he reaches in and grabs this ruby that's about as big as a coin, and he hands it and puts it in the palm. Now see, if you look at over here, the facets. Oh, see, look, the facets are so very nice. If you turn it, it has very nicely shaped corners that I have personally engraved and taken out myself. You can place this into any ring or necklace that you wish. So if you take this and you rotate it around like this, you can see that it has perfectly 6-sided pentagrams that allow for a flow of the garnet. This runs about 700 gold. So here you go. Do you have your 700 gold for me?
I believe. See if I convert all of this shit. Whew. Yeah, 71 platinum. Okay. Yeah, so I'll put down 70 platinum. That was close.
Oh, thank you very much. And he grabs the coin purse and sets the ruby in front of you.
Yep. Pleasure doing business with you.
Oh no, trust me, the pleasure was all mine. Yes, all mine. And he takes the coin purse, and you can see him putting it into like his coin purse.
All right. Yeah, and then I'll step back towards the house with 10 gold to my name.
Okay. Sounds good. As you begin to skip your way back towards the house, a little less richer than you were before.
Fine, it's for a good cause.
Sounds good. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Nope.
Okay. I would say at this point, it's probably around 3-ish in the afternoon.
I probably would have fallen asleep, relaxing, just looking at the view and feeling at peace.
Okay. About 30 minutes later, you hear the front door open. And okay, yes, down the hallway, there's 5 rooms upstairs. There's one in the middle, and one downstairs. Just place that over there. Don't drop that over there. And you see like 10 to 12 people are just like bringing shit in: beds, couches, linens, comforters, tapestries, paintings, cookware, food, dining room table, aromas, candles, potpourri, like you name it, it is being brought in right now and being set up. As your door kind of opens up, Freya, and like they look at you like confused, but they like bring this like gorgeous bed in, like bed frame, and it's like intricate carvings in the woods with swirls and inlet like gold like threading through all of the the carved out pieces. The bed, as they put it down on top, it's not like a water bed. It's filled with feathers, but it almost feels like a beanbag. It's just very, very like conforms to the body. Very, very comfortable. And it's like these 2 ladies come in and they begin hanging like curtains in your room and like over stuff like putting like little flower vases and stuff all over the room, and they're just basically like decorating your room. Same with you, Morn. They come in and like two ladies and this male like look at you like really
Morn
confused.
went to the ocean.
Oh yeah, so you are not there. So they start breaking down your tent and like packing it up and like your little like everything and like your bedroll and like putting it off to the corner. And they put this big king size bed in. And they put like curtains up. They swept the floor and cleaned it, and like put like a dresser in there and like put your clothes in the dresser, and like just everything. Kaylin, they come into your room
When he gets back.
and they begin to put your bed in the corner, and they kind of set things up, ask you for your opinions. I believe they ask you, when they notice the armor and the signet, they ask for your faith. Do you tell them?
Sure. Absolutely.
Oh, would you like us to put a shrine in the room for you?
Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. They begin to actually build a very intricate, gorgeous-looking shrine, with a like a mosaic carved out of like marble of Shantaea's face, and like the upper portion of the body, like to the top of the breast, and then up to the face is like a full carving of Shantaea. And that's right next to the basically like the little moat, like the stream of water that runs by it. They go down into your room and begin to like kind of decorate. It's really hard to do with it's like the stone inlaid, but they bring down pretty much everything that you could want in the room, and then they ask you for suggestions for your room as well. Do you have any?
I want to have like a case. I guess like built into the wall, like a bookcase where maybe if you were a kid, you would put trophies, right? You know, like if anyone had that as a kid. And I want to put like all the trinkets that I've won in gambling games over the years in all the like in a display.
Okay. You see him kind of smirk, and I can do that for you. And he begins to like fasten it to the actual stone wall and builds like this like glass see-through case that you can open up and then close, and with only your hand you can lock it, like lock and unlock this case.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Takes him a little while to get done, but he gets it done. They also instruct you that the room right next to the experimentation room is actually magically enhanced, so you could, in time, if you wanted to, put a teleportation circle within your building for the right cost.
Yeah.
And then Morn, Kaylin, Freya, is there anything you wanted specific to your room as they begin to ask you what you would like?
I don't really want it to be super frilly and made up. So I want it to be nice, but I don't necessarily want a bunch of like curtains and vases and stuff like. But I'll ask if they can.
To be very very rangery.
Yeah, I was just saying, make it look a little bit more wood-like. They can maybe bring some trees or something and make maybe one side of it look like it's the woods or something.
Easily said and done, my lady.
Like a nice hunter's lodge.
Yeah.
So they take down.
Kaz knows what I want.
I'm gonna take your room.
So they take down.
You shouldn't have fucking went to the ocean. You would have been able to do the same thing.
So they take down the purple and gold like curtains that hang over your balcony, and like kind of like all the other little like girly like pink and gold things. So in the corner, when you first come in, there's the bed, like the room, and then there's like to the far left wall, there's your balcony, and then you take a right and you can go to the bathroom. Well, against the corner where it kind of like makes an L shape, they put a giant, almost looks like a bonsai tree, like a giant tree, but it's a willow, And you watch as this like magician lady like swirls her finger and does some things, and the tree begins to grow. And as it grows up to the wall, above and over the space where you walk out onto your balcony, and then down the other side where it hits another potted another potted plant. And it's actually kind of a willow. So the willow tree, like the branches they hang over the balcony opening, kind of like drapes. And they change the color of the room from the purples and the golds to a dark green and brown with light greens. On the far sides, they put paintings of like outside structures and like outdoor stuff. And then they light a couple candles, and for a second, you swear that you smell, when you close your eyes, you swear that you smell the fields, like wet grass and like wood, like fresh wood.
Nice. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up.
They nod, and they leave the room. You almost have, like, think of it like if you were like a giant willow tree, if you're standing underneath it, and you can see it like draped all around you. It's kind of what they did in your room. They made that tree grow kind of along the top portion of the room, where it like droops and gives you that like you're like laying underneath the center of the willow tree.
Can I like grab their attention?
Yes.
And I'm gonna walk to Morn's room.
Yes.
And peer inside. And have they done anything to his room yet?
It's very noble-ish, like noble-ishy, like Dante, Mayor, ritzy, like almost like a Zariel Mengay, like Zariel's place, like very like ritzy.
I'm gonna shake my head, be like, yeah, this is all gonna get torn down the second he comes back. And I'm gonna ask that they make it look as little like a room as possible and as much like being in the mountains in a village as possible.
I see.
I don't know what his village and what his mountains looked like. Or I don't actually did. Oh no, we did. We went to his village, didn't we? In the beginning.
Yes.
We did. Okay, so I'm gonna try and describe to the best of my ability kind of what his village looked like and kind of like how the mountains and the forest area look like, and if they could kind of make it look like something that they would live in his village.
I see. They kind of stand there for a second, and they ponder, and they talk back and forth, and as somebody else comes in, they begin to take things down. And you watch as the magician lady comes in and begins doing her thing again, and where all of the windows were and all of the like balconies, they like the windows actually form into the wall, and like the entire where all the windows and like you could open it up disappears, and it's basically like a giant opening. It becomes like almost like a crest, and it opens to the outside. They change the colors on all of the walls to a light blue on the tops and a dark green, almost like grass, below. The floor, the aspect changes. It becomes almost like, instead of like hardwood or like masonry, it becomes like a soft, like a rug. But it feels to you, you reach down and you smell it and you touch it, and it's like grass. And it's soft, and it smells like grass, and if you had your eyes closed without opening them, you'd swear that you were standing outside right now.
Badass.
And they begin to morph some of the trees and the rocks in the corners of the rooms to give it the feeling of almost a hut. And they dome the ceiling. Instead of a square ceiling, they dome it. And in the very top of it, they open it up as well and give it like a giant skylight to the sky above. And in the very center of the room, it carves itself out, and not flat, but almost like a pit. Like if you were to walk out into a pit, except it has like steps all around it, like rings, you know. And he goes down to a small little fire pit in the center of his room.
Perfect. I'm gonna give him a thumbs up. Glad, much better. I would have hated to have seen what he would have done to this room after you guys had left.
Oh, and they removed the bed, and where the bed used to be is a almost like it grew out of the wall, and it's a hammock, like a giant hammock.
Sweet.
Good job. Thank you.
You're most welcome. And they walk out of the room and continue like going through the house, like painting the walls, hanging pictures, stuff that you don't even realize. Like, you're walking through the house and you're like look over and you're like, is that a picture of me throwing cheese at somebody? No. And you walk down the hall some more and there's like pictures and like things of like your deeds and stuff that you guys did that are lined on these like tapestries that are hung across the walls.
There's a cheese painting. I disapprove of that. I'm gonna like secretly take that down.
I mean, nobody's in the hallway. You just take
Yeah,
it down
I'm just gonna take it down and like shove it under a rug somewhere.
Okay. It's probably around 4:45 at this point, 5 o'clock, and you hear him downstairs cooking, and you smell the wonderful smells.
I'm gonna go downstairs then and head to the kitchen.
Okay. You see this Grandma Gale type looking female figure, larger, heavier set white woman, blonde hair pulled back into a bun. Probably like 5'8", 5'9", and she's just slaving away and cooking. And you could hear, every once in a while you could see Wolford like lean in and, I believe that needs more pepper. Do not tell me how to make my food. I've been making food for 52 years for other people. Get out of my fucking kitchen. And she like slaps him up against the head. Yes, yes, Gertrude, settle the fuck down. Jesus. And he walks out and, yes, don't come in my kitchen again. You do it again, and I swear on all that's holy, Wolford, I'll be the last thing that happens to you.
Say Grandma Gale.
Grandma Gale.
That's perfect. So we're in for a feast then.
And actually, her name is not Gertrude. Her name will be Yvonne.
Ah. Ode to Gale.
You walk in, and she's just cooking. Like 2 feet from you right now. And it smells. It's the best thing you have smelled in a long time. Like anything that you can imagine, like the best thing you can imagine, it smells like it right now. Just wafting into your face. And you could see like some kind of soup. You see something else over here. There's something red right here. I'm pretty sure that's chocolate right there. And you can see behind her, you can see like fresh baked bread and like 2 pies cooling.
Is that a rack of lamb?
She's like this full pit, and she's got like a whole lamb that's just going around in a circle. Yeah.
Yeah.
While so food's still being cooked, I'm gonna walk over to the room on the main floor and knock on the door.
Okay. I believe Kaylin was in there, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'll open it up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna walk in yet.
Okay.
Because he just opened the door. So you took this room.
Yeah, and I believe Kaz took the one downstairs.
So how is it in there?
It's pretty lovely. You can see if you want, and I'll step aside.
And I didn't ask, but was there anything you wanted to change specifically?
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, his room sounded pretty perfect.
I mean, that would be a badass room. So
I'll
I'm
walk.
actually more I'm actually more partial to Morn's though, personally.
Yeah. I'll walk in and take a peek around and just kind of like do that thing where your jaws your mouth's kind of hanging open a little bit because you're like, oh wow.
It gives you a little bit of a feel of your room with a twist. With the running water, it's very. It fits Kaylin. It's very serene and calming, and it gives you, when you close your eyes and you like just look around and take in the scents. It's very peaceful. And you look up and it's probably like 5:36, and you can see like the sky turning from like blue to the oranges, and like marching across the sky.
Perfect.
Yeah, I think so too.
And then I'm going to pull 2 pages out of my pack and hand them to Kaylin. Whenever you have free time.
Oh, right. I forgot. I almost forgot. Speaking of, last night I communed with my lady up above, and she told me that fully translating this book should shed a light on a lot of the questions that we've been asking.
Oh, I'm glad. Because I was worried for a little while that maybe we were wasting our time with.
Mm-hmm.
Good to know that we're going to get some answers out of it.
Yes, I agree.
Hopefully I'll have a little bit more time to write more of it down. But these were just the last 2 pages that I already had, so I'll spend a little bit more time today to write some more of it down and give that to you.
I appreciate it. I'll get to work on them whenever I have the time.
Thank you. Then I'm going to head out hastily and go run downstairs because now I'm curious what Kaz's room looks like.
Okay. You knock on Kaz's door?
Aye.
Kaz, are you there?
Yep, I'll open it.
Aha! How's your room?
You found me. It's good. I'm gonna refer to it as my lair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I see?
Yeah, you can come in.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop in.
It's got a dungeony-esque feel to it, / like goth lair. It's very dark, very like cavey, but it's got that like BA vibe to it. Little things are carved out all over the wall. He's already got like some trinkets and like some candles in there that are glowing, and then right in the middle is a dark oak stained like cabinet attached to the rock with like stained glass type deal, except for it's not stained glass completely. It almost has like intricately put like waves, like gold and black waves that go through the entire thing, and inside you see a bunch of like little medallions and like, is that a button? And what is that?
What's all this stuff?
Oh, those are trophies. Sort of my I kind of hoard them. So just, some of them are worth some money, but a lot are not. They're just things that people have lost to me in card games or dice games in the past.
And you just save them all as little mementos to all the people you've ruined?
Yeah, yeah, kind of. I don't know why, but I feel like I need to keep them. So I hang on to them all. If somebody bets something that seems important to them, I hang on to it.
As he says that, you look up, Freya, and in the top right corner of his little collection things is an entire set of dentures, and like with like several gold teeth in them.
I don't want to know how you got those. I'm gonna point at the dentures.
Hey, we all hope to live to an age where we may need them. You know, worst comes to worst, I got a backup pair.
Kaz, if I ever get to a point where I need a full set of teeth that don't belong to me, just put me down.
Well, I'll remind you, but it's good to have the option.
I would never. I would hope you would never put those teeth in your mouth. You don't know where they've been.
You know, there's a man in a little village somewhere who doesn't have his teeth right now.
A poor bastard.
Well,
Guess he got what was coming to him.
nobody forced his hand.
That's very true. Well, I'm gonna admire the room for a moment longer, and then I'm gonna walk to the. I think dinner's gonna be ready soon. Smells really, really good.
And she says that you can like just faintly catch the smells down here.
Yeah, let's head up.
Yep, I'll go back up.
More, and it's getting to be probably like 6-ish. It's getting late.
Yeah, once I start noticing any other fishermen start kind of.
They're like slowly one by one like migrating away. I mean, there's a couple that are you get the feeling that there's a couple that they night fish. That's what they like to do, so they stay there down their doors towards that. But
Yeah, I'll
majority
head out.
have taken off. Okay.
Was I able to catch anything?
Yeah. You caught 2 large, almost trout-looking fish, and then you had one that was abnormal, and it actually almost took your pole and broke your pole, but you managed to get it to shore and run towards the shore, and you took a great axe to it. So it's got a couple wounds in it, but it's still usable.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
It looks like a sturgeon, just a bit. It's huge, like an abnormally like large sturgeon.
Yeah, I'll take that back.
Okay. It's got a couple axe wounds to it, but it looks good.
Yeah.
Okay. Takes you the better part of like an hour-ish to get back up there. So it'd be like 7-ish by the time you get back.
Okay. Yeah, I'll walk in and just set it on the table. Not the table, like a kitchen counter. I guess I don't know if there's a place to put it, but
Excuse me, are you gonna put that fish on my counter?
I brought dinner.
Yeah, as you can see, I've made dinner. You've placed raw shit on my table.
Yeah.
Set it over there. Right over there.
It's gonna taste pretty
Just
good.
over there. Just over there. Just do it. Just
I've prepared fish
just
before.
over there.
I'm pretty
Does
good at
anybody,
flaying.
Over
does
there.
anybody remember Morn preparing fish? Oh my god.
And like
And
every
all the
time you
pin
speak,
bones.
every time you speak, she like cuts you off, and she's for a small lady half your size. She's kind of imposing, and you're not really sure
Yeah.
what to do.
I'm kind of intimidated, and I'm gonna put the fish where she told me to put it.
Okay. Thank you. And she like hands you a piece of like a piece of bread, like a little biscuit. Now go sit down.
Are you gonna cook the fish?
Go sit down.
I'll look at the bread and be like, thanks, and then go sit down.
And she like
I'm
sat
gonna
down.
sit down and be like, what's your problem?
Wolford sits down next to you. That's her kitchen. Just
It's our kitchen.
no, it's her kitchen. Trust me.
It's our kitchen. Oh my god.
And like, as you look up, she has hung the fish like by this hook by the ceiling, and you watch her in like one like swift movement, like debones and everything the whole right side of the fish, and then flips the fish and like does the other side, and then like takes a big like almost like a chef's knife, like the big block looking ones, and like like 3 swings and like rips off the fan and like down towards the tail, and you can just hear like picking bones out and like furiously working. Like she's done this probably like 700 or 800 times with her eyes closed.
I'm gonna come up and sit at the table.
Woolsworth is like setting you guys' plates as you guys start to sit there one by one. You see Morn across the table like staring at her, and he's like perplexed, mad, and like intrigued and intimidated, like all at the same time, holding this tiny little piece of bun, and he's just like Freya sits down at the table. I think Kaz, you are pretty much right behind.
Yep.
You make your way and you sit your way at the table as well.
Yeah, I'll come out and sit down.
Okay. As I say, you're like the closest one. It's like like literally like right around the corner. You all are sitting at the table as they begin to dish your meals, and it's like a 6-course meal. You start with like a salad and a soup, and then they move you into a small it's almost like pheasant cooked up and braised, and they put some sauce over the top of it. And when you're done with that, they move you on to another course, and you look at it, Morn, and it's your fish. She cooked your fish already. It smells fucking good. And you begin eating it, and it's fish, and it's really, really, really good.
Nice.
And you move into your next meal, and it's kind of like a bread pudding type deal. And then, right after that, they slide. You guys each get like a peach cobbler.
Dang.
Some good shit.
And then on top of that, she puts like it's a mixture between ice cream and whipped cream. And like dollops it on each one of you guys' piece of pie.
Yum.
You're most welcome. Now I have a kitchen to clean up and breakfast to get ready for tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank
you. If you need anything else, I am Yvonne, and I'm here to help you. And feed you, of course, and make sure you're not skinny little twigs.
We appreciate that.
That's my job.
I'm gonna look at Morn. Did you catch that fish?
I did.
Did you
He was
also
a fighter.
Did
He
you
was a
also
fighter.
clean it? Did you clean it too?
She cleaned it.
Ah,
Probably faster than I could have.
maybe that's why we didn't run into any little stabby little bones in them. Maybe she
Wait,
can show you how to do it.
Wait, what do you mean? I've filleted fish before.
Yeah, well, maybe she can show you how she did it so fast.
Oh, true. I mean, I saw she had like a hook and stuff. I might try that.
Yeah,
I might try.
but she could teach you some stuff about how she does it.
Yeah, I could ask. It's pretty tasty.
Very good.
Yeah, this is some of the best food you guys have ever had. Hands down.
Oh, is Henri not with us? I didn't even think of that.
No, Andre, you would have been there.
Would Henri have been there?
I don't know if he's back yet. Because he just said the house was yours. She never said that she was leaving to go anywhere else. So I just was assuming that she was just kind of hanging
She's tagging
out.
along. Oh, it could be. Okay.
But I think she's getting a drink of water. So, Kaylin, did you read the 2 pages?
Not yet, no.
Okay. Dinner was served. Dinner was very, very good. They walk around the table. They put a glass down in front of you. Woolsworth does, and he pours each one of you a glass of wine and whiskey next to that, and a chilled ice. Except for Kaylin, he brings you water.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm gonna hold my glass up to everybody. Oh, here's to a well planned out, well executed next leg of our journey. And here's to a little place that we can call our own.
Here, here.
To a
Cheers.
home, to a family.
Here, here.
Here, here.
Here, here.
As you take a drink of your wine and your whiskeys, very good, very, very smooth, high end. None. I don't think Andre's back yet.
I think so.
Okay. What would you guys like to do? It's probably about 9 o'clock at night at this point.
I'll probably go see my new.
Okay. You begin to walk your way up to your room, and just like I explained it before, that's what it looks like. You walk in and it is gorgeous. Isn't the word Morn would use. Morn would use,
Homey.
yeah, homey.
It reminds me of home.
It gives you that midsummer hut with the door open, sleeping below the stars feel. As you light the little fireplace, as you walk in, the little fireplace place in the center of the room actually fires up a little bit. As you sit down next to it, you stare straight up, and it is pitch black, except for like, you know when it's like pitch black, the sky is amazingly like perfect, and there's nothing, no clouds in the sky, and you can just see stars like clear as day.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like right now. You look up and it is just. You lean back. It's gorgeous. You think a little bit longer. You think about how you got here. You just shake your head. You stand up. Walk over to your hammock. You lay down. And it's not a hammock made of cloth or material of any sort. It's almost made of like grass, moss, things you're used to sleeping on the ground, and it really brings you home. You look up and the sky is just right there.
Yeah, I'll go to sleep. About as good as it gets.
I'll walk into my room and I'll find a seat. I'll crack my knuckles and I'll break out the metal and the smith tools and the gemstone, and I'll start working on my project.
Sounds good. So you sit down, take off your armor, you get comfortable, place the notes from Freya, your symbol, and kind of get it out of your way. You get yourself comfortable and you grab your smithing tools and you begin to hammer and meld and move. So my only question is are you just looking, you're gonna try and craft something out of that ingot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna need a forge, you're gonna need fire.
Yeah, I have an inherent fire magic, so.
Oh, okay. So you're like, okay, so what are you melting it into then? Just like straight onto the floor?
No. Let me see. I believe there's a description for smith tools. I forget what it exactly comes with. I'll have to check that.
Let me look here. Smith tools. 'Cause I'm not certain either. Smith tools includes hammers, tongs, charcoal, rags, and a whetstone. Yeah, it doesn't give you anything to to melt into or to form the metal.
Alright, so I'll have to work.
Nor do you have an anvil. You might have one in the basement, because that room that's attached to Kaz's room, I don't know, you could have a forge installed in there. I think, yes, there is going to be, because of the other stuff that's done in there, you would have an anvil there, but you just don't have a place to melt the metal or form it.
I gotta get a crucible, and then I gotta get a mold.
Correct.
Yeah. Alright.
But you do have the space down there, because that room can still be made into whatever you want.
Okay. I'll delve into the pages instead then, and I'll let that come tomorrow.
Okay. The pages. You read it, and where you left off on the previous 2 pages, this doesn't match up, like, even remotely close. And it takes you a second, and you think, and you just kind of put 2 and 2 together, and you feel like she copied pages, maybe she got off track and copied pages that are later in the book, towards the end, maybe the middle, you're not sure. But the pages read as thus. They break down the evil power that that this individual can become. It talks of the ascension, and once ascended, basically immortal and unkillable. But it talks of six items or weapons, you're not sure, that bestow great powers to their owners as a way to fight. That were they were crafted to fight the Undying One. They were made as a source of retaliation, bits and pieces of the gods themselves.
Yes.
Bits and pieces of the gods themselves that allow these weapons to basically slay demigod type people. And it begins to describe what the items look like, and that's where you get to the end of that second page.
Okay.
And that's what you get.
Was that both pages collectively, or just the first one?
That was both pages collectively.
Okay.
Yep.
Alright, once I do that, I'll bed down then.
Okay. With the new information given to you, you roll onto your nice new bed. And for a holy man, you've slept on some shitty beds.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking comfy. Probably the best you've ever laid on.
Mm-hmm.
And something about it brings you back to when you lived in the monastery. The last time that you knew true peace. Like just that overwhelming calmness. You feel it again. And it's nice.
Mm-hmm.
That is nice and comfy as you kind of roll over and you pull the covers up over to your shoulders, up to the base of your neck. And you close your eyes. And for a brief moment, you feel the warm breeze and the wheat grass blow over you. And you feel like you're laying in the middle of a grain field at 1 o'clock in the afternoon with 70-degree sun beating down on you as you fade off into sleep.
Alright.
Also gonna head up.
Okay.
Perfect.
Yes.
Sorry. I was gonna
No,
say
I was just gonna say I was gonna ask what you guys are up to.
So that's I know we were asking that before. Was Henri with us? Were you
Andre
having dinner
was
with
just
us?
sitting in the foyer, basically the library, scanning books while the house was being decorated, and you guys were kind of doing chores.
I was doing a little research. I probably would have been just like trying to remind myself of any lore that people might have any at all about oh fuck, Umber, that's his name.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, light reading.
But would
Uh,
Henri have joined us for dinner?
Yes.
If I was invited,
You would have
Yeah.
been invited if you were there.
oh, absolutely, I would have been there. Yeah.
I think,
Without a doubt.
did Kaz go to bed yet?
I think I don't know where Kaz was.
No, I'd still be up with you.
Okay, so Kaz and Henri are still at the table. Alright, well, I have some writing and reading to do. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time in that, doing that in my room, and then I'm sure we have some planning to discuss tomorrow and probably need to get on our way.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think everyone wants to wait on us too long. I know they said to think about it, but I'm sure they'll want an answer.
Yeah, so I would imagine probably right away as soon as we can tomorrow we should start talking over what our plan is or what we should do. But I'm gonna try and get some more of this book written down for Kaylin.
Yeah, let's meet for breakfast and talk about where to go next.
Sounds good. Henri, do you need to be walked back to your home safely? You gonna make it okay?
Oh, yeah, I should be alright. You know, when I want to be, I can be rather invisible. Not that I'd have a problem around here, but,
I hear there's thugs in the streets.
oh. Trumped up rumors.
I figured that was the case.
Nah, I'll be alright to go home. I mean, you're welcome to walk with me, I suppose, but not necessary.
If you think you'll be safe.
I think I do. I think I will.
Then I'm gonna head up to bed, but spend a couple hours writing first. So I will see everybody in the morning.
Good night.
Good night. I'm gonna go up to my room and probably spend I know I did 1 hour before, but I'll probably spend 2 hours in that book. So I should get 4 pages. I think you said it was like 2 pages per hour, right?
Roughly, yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna spend 2 hours or get about 4 pages from that book written down to give to Kaylin tomorrow.
Alright, Kaz, your last one. What you doing?
Yeah, I'm just gonna turn in.
Did you crawl into your bed?
Yep.
As the night takes you guys, each one of you in a different way. It could.
Then what?
Each one of you takes to sleep in a different way. You... What?
Nothing.
You calmly fade into sleep as you think about what the next day brings you. Now that you have finished your main quest, the reason you met each other, the reason you started on this journey. Without any of this, you guys might not have met. Here's to a new day. And that's where We'll end the episode.
Do a nude.